Beyond bent. Janssen! And Blackburn Rovers are 18 minutes away from a Premiership return.
As far as Stewart, just outside the penalty area, clips it central for David Dunn. David Dunn equalises. It just had to be. Dax corner and it goes. Glance towards goal, and Rovers have taken the lead. And Charlie Mulgrew has scored his 14th of the season.
Good evening, Rovers fans, and welcome back to another Championship watch-along with myself, Ollie Walker-Peel, here on Rovers Chat. Tonight is Hull for Rovers as we look to bounce back from the disappointing draw and end against Luton Town. Good evening, as I said, and welcome all to you. Hopefully this is a cracker and we can bounce back to winning ways after that result, as I said, at the weekend. Get your comments in and we'll run through the lineups very quickly. Cannot wait for this one. Should be absolutely class. So the one comment we had in before was from Deo Fadus, who just said, hey lads, just says that the title still says Luton, not Hull. We've changed that now, so we should all be good to go. A quick few sponsor messages before we start, of course. We will mention quickly our sponsors, Blue Rose Capital and 6 Yards Out, so we thank you for them, for their continued support, rather, as always. As you would have seen in the intro before, sorry, not in the intro before. We'll mention them later on. We'll mention them throughout the time. But 6 Yards Out and Blue Rose Capital, as always, for their wonderful support. As I said before, get your comments in, and then we will feature those throughout the watch along. Game set to kick off in just under half an hour from now. I can't wait for it. I will say I'm running off absolutely no sleep whatsoever. I'm running off about 5 hours of sleep, but it is what it is. Early start, but that's all right. Bar flies straight in. He says, good to know Rovers loaning injured players, rather. Jan Paul van Heck. Yeah, interesting one. Hopefully, when he comes back from injury, his worth is shown, because it was an interesting one, loaning, obviously, an injured player. Just say, Tony Mowbray did say back probably after the next international break, which is quite a while away still. But yeah, it is a real shame that he's not playing for us. Someone else not playing for us is Sam Gallagher, as Forest City Trivia says. We'll run through the lineup in a moment. He's injured, so he's one change to the starting lineup. Oh boy, guess I'm saved from losing $5 today. Well, I mean, he was bagging a brace and that was bagging a hat-trick tonight, so you're pretty lucky there, Forest City, but it is a shame that Gally isn't playing. I know it was a bit of a scapegoat. It was a shame to see on social media after the weekend. But he is out, so we'll have to see how we adapt and change to that. Speaking of the lineup, you can see it there on the screen. In goal is Thomas Kaminski. We've got a back four of Ryan Nyambe, Daryl Lenihan, Daniel Ayala, and Harry Pickering. We've also got Travis, Rothwell, Clarkson, and Buckley midfield, and then Tyrese Dolan and Ben Brayton Diaz up top. As we say, Sam Gallagher is out. Leighton Clarkson coming in, and the only change on the bench for Rovers, substitute goalkeeper, of course, is it Ainsley Pears? Who was a substitute goalkeeper? I've not got it written down. I believe it is Ainsley. It is Ainsley Pears. So I'll just get that one noted down quickly. So Pears is the backup goalkeeper. Also on the bench, you've got Jacob Davenport, Rita Cadra, Dan Butterworth, Hayden Carter, Tyler McClure, and Connor McBride. So that is the team news. We'll run through the whole one in a moment. Just want to get to the comment from Troy Weston. Anyone know how long he's injured, how long, etc.? I think we saw what the injury was on Twitter. I think that was posted just before. But I don't know how long he's out. It's a thigh strain, a slight thigh strain. So I'm not sure how long that's looking like. 4-3-3 perhaps, says Forest City. Well, I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing it be a 4-4-2 with that formation, but I don't know if it will be. Obviously, I want to see Leighton Clarkson play in midfield as a 6 or an 8. So you could have... it's not going to be a 4-4-2 with Trav, though, is it? Look, probably... I did see that that Rich Sharp said before that it might be Buckley out wide on the right, which would be a little bit interesting. So if you go Rothwell on the left, maybe Clarkson and Trav in midfield, Tyrese Dolan and Brio up top. I'm not too sure. Could be a 4-3-3, but I suppose none of us know yet until until the game starts. So we will have to have a look at it. But yeah, who knows? It would be a nice idea, wouldn't it? Maybe I should be the manager. No, I shouldn't. Yeah, it would be nice because obviously Leighton is a 6 or an 8. Like we've seen him play a false 9. We've seen him play like on the wing. Doesn't really make much sense. So put Leighton and Trav in midfield. Not much is getting past that. Dolan false 9 says Barfly. I'm sort of leaning towards that. Might be the way they go. If they play him up top, obviously we've seen him play false 9 before, especially early in the season. We'll have to see. Bucko wide right. I'm only going off Rich Sharp's tweet when I say that, because that's what he put out before when the team news got released. So I'll sort of read through what he went with, or what he assumed would be the Rovers team, or how we'd line up today. Because it was an interesting take. I didn't mind it. Let's have a look. So he has it as a 4-1-2-1-2 kind of thing, with Dolan on the left, Buckley on the right, and Brio through the middle, and Travis is a holding midfielder, Rothwell and Clarkson as 2 8s. So that might be the way we go. I don't mind the way he's put it. I've never seen Buckley play on the right. Should be interesting to see if he does well there. I'm sure he'll take to the role like a duck to water, but we'll have to see. As Dan, he's just been helping us in here in the production. He's off to Ewood. Hello to you, mate. Hopefully Rovers can get the job done, and obviously we're loving all your support recently and all the work that you're doing. It's absolutely quality, including producing a slightly different overlay to last week. And we just step it up every single time, don't we? Just step it up every single time. Look at that. Absolutely class from Dan. Don't mind that too much. Dan says it's not too warm. I don't imagine it would be. It's only 7 degrees here, mate. So there you go. At 20 past 4 in the morning. But there you go. Not too warm here. Dan says he's hot as hell in Ohio too. So a bit interesting. Polar opposites in the temperature scale, but who knows? I suppose also we'll go through the whole lineup while we've got a chance. In goal for Hull is Matt Ingram, number 1. Number 2 is Louis Coyle. Number 3, Callum Elder. Number 4 is Jacob Greaves. Number 6, the former Rovers fan favourite in Richie Smallwood. He's back to Ewood. Malik Wilkes, number 7. Number 8 is Greg Doherty. Number 11 is Keane Lewis Potter. Number 20 is Matt Smith. Number 24 is Dishon Bernard. 27 is Josh McGuinness. On the substitutes bench for Hull, backup keeper is number 13, Nathan Baxter. You've got number 12, Josh Emmanuel. Number 14, Andy Cannon. Number 16, Ryan Longman. Number 17, Sean McLaughlin. Number 18, George Moncur. Number 22 is Tyler Smith. So that is the Hull team. I suppose we'll run through that one a little bit closer to kick-off time as well. So there you go. Rovers reactions to your team news in the comments, lads. If you wouldn't mind, lads and ladies, if there are any in the stream, we'll bring those up as soon as I get them. As we wait for this clash between Rovers and Hull. 4:45 kickoff for me. Potentially not quite the ideal time, but it is what it is. I don't think there's too many more of these before the clocks change for us. It moves to 5:45 and later 6:45, so that'll make things slightly easier, but I was never missing this one. Never at all. So we've got Huddersfield. Yes, there's only one more, Huddersfield on the 28th. And then we're all good. Oh no, former Rover returning. Why do I fear this? Well, I mean, he was always going to play, wasn't he? He was always going to play. Apologies. Obviously, he was an absolute Rover stalwart. During his time with the club, had the song, didn't he, as well? Never gives the ball away. Put the gloves on for about 20 minutes away at the Hawthorns. He was just, what a player he was for us, especially in League One. Afterwards, didn't go too well for him, but we'll always remember him fondly. Just hopefully he doesn't score tonight. We want him to go so well at Hull, just not tonight. Hopefully everything goes really poorly for him. We can get the job done. But there you go. Chris Hayes says, good evening all, ready for another roller coaster. Well, I mean, last week was the epitome of a roller coaster, wasn't it? At the weekend. But, we've probably got another one in store here. But good evening to you, mate. I know that you're the leading advocate for time checks usually. Don't know if I'll be able to do one tonight with it not being on KO, being on Rovers TV, which makes it infinitely harder for me to do time checks. I can try, I suppose. But I don't know if I'll be able to make it work. But good evening to you, as always. Ollie, who's your favourite player on the team now and all time? Now, that's a tough one. There's a lot. All time is probably Morten Gamst Pedersen, just because the era I grew up in. I started going to games. I think the first game I went to was in 2008. So sort of towards the end of Two Guy, and then throughout Morten Gamst Pedersen's real like streets won't forget type period towards the end of the Premier League. So I went from 2008 and I stopped going to games in like 2013 was the last game I went to. So I got to see the best of Morten Gamst Pedersen. Now's a tough one. Potentially Tyrese Dolan. Just because not only does he do so much on field, one, we signed him from Preston, and two, he's just a legend, isn't he? And the backflip's pretty bloody cool. But behind that, you've got the likes of Travis and Brayton Diaz, and we can't be forgetting Leighton Clarkson, who probably is my favourite Rovers player at the moment, just because I've known him for so long. But if not Leighton, and it is Leighton, if it's not Leighton, then probably Tyrese. They're probably the main two, I would say. Forest City agrees with my Morten Gamst Pedersen shout. I grew up with a lot of good players, though. Like I say, Two Guy, Chris Samba, that's another one. You've got so many. Stephen Nzonzi was quality. Yakubu, I remember watching his season. There's so many good players that I've seen. But yeah, now it's probably Leighton and Tyrese for me at the moment. Be interested to see your views on that in the comments, because obviously it's a good question, isn't it? It's a nice little icebreaker, which is always good to see. Chris Hayes says Colin Hendry and Lewis Travis. I wouldn't mind seeing Colin Hendry back out there again. Obviously, that was well before my time. So I would have wished to have seen Colin Hendry play for us. That would be absolutely quality, but. I missed the successful era of the club, didn't I? Really, I missed the 90s and the Worthington Cup win in 2002. I missed all that. The most successful thing I've seen at the club is a League One title, League One promotion. Sorry, when we came up in second place. That's the most successful season I've seen, and that was a fun season to be a Rovers fan. Despite the fact we were in League One, it was a fun season because we used to win every week, which is quite strange to me growing up as a Rovers fan because I'm just used to us losing all the time, but that's all right. I don't mind. But yeah, a great question. Ben Hayward, is this on Sky? I believe so. The only reason why I don't answer that so definitively is because I'm not based in the UK, so it doesn't really affect me whether this is on Sky or not. I think it's the second game. I think it's Sky Sports Arena, I think it's called, is the channel that it's on. But I think, yes, you can watch it on Sky. I believe so, mate. Good to have you here, though. Yakubu always put a smile on my face. His celebration, the Dove celebration was brilliant. That was amazing. I remember the game against, I think it was Swansea, scored a hat-trick. I remember being at that game. He was brilliant that day. He was amazing. In fact, he got all four, didn't he, in the 4-2 win. I remember as Arsenal he scored as well. Yakubu, and he always smiled when he scored, when he did the celebration, and his smile, oh my days, is amazing. But yeah, Yakubu was brilliant. Shame it was only for one season. Would have liked to have seen him turn out in the blue and white halves a few more times, but it is what it is. But he was one of the better players to play for Rovers that I've seen. It's on Sky Red Button. It's on Sky somewhere. I'm not sure where. Like I say, it doesn't really affect me too much because I'm in the UK, but there you go. Naive Steve. Cheers, Alexa. Didn't ask for your opinion. I didn't say anything. Oh, my days. Anyway, 8 of the 18-man squad tonight homegrown. 9 if you count Clarkson. Well, Clarkson has played at the, or was in the academy before he moved to Liverpool, so you can sort of count him. And he's a Rovers fan, so we'll let him have it. So 9 of the 18, so that would be what? There would be a lot there, wouldn't there? A lot through the academy. You've got Nyambi through the academy. You've got who else? Let's have another look through. Rankin Costello, Wharton. Oh, Wharton's out, but he's still on my list there. Buckley. You've got Carter on the bench. Travis, McGlaw. Yeah, there's a ton there, isn't there? There's an absolute ton. Sky Arena, so that's just helped you out there. I think it was Ben who made the original comment. That's just helped you out there. Craig Bellamy for Barfly, only here for a short time, but I enjoyed him. That was kind of before my time as well. That was what? That 2005, 2006? Yeah, it was before my memory. Graham Hamilton, we just mentioned him before. Colin Hendry, you must have missed it. We did mention him. Talking about your best Rovers player of all time, Graham. The question I want to ask you is Colin Hendry your favourite Rovers player of all time? And if not, who is? Because if it's not Colin Hendry, I feel like I've been robbed with you mentioning him all the time. But there you go. But good to have you here as always. Hopefully get the viewership up and get the comments in, which would be nice, because it always is. Carl Morris says Morten Gamst Pedersen, same as me. He's mine of all time as well. If not Morten Gamst Pedersen, actually, how I've neglected to mention David Dunn so far. Oh, it's a close one between those two, Dunn or Morten Gamst Pedersen. I'll go with Morten Gamst Pedersen, but only just. David Dunn, with him being a Rovers fan as well, was quality. He's one of them two guy for me. Yeah, two guy. I don't really remember two guy too much because he was probably retired as I started going to games. I remember a little bit of him, but not too much. Bob Crompton says, Barfly throwing it back a little bit. Ryan Nelson. Oh, he was a good player, weren't he? Him and Samba at the back. Unbelievable. We've had some good players over the time. Even in the Championship as well, since we've come down from the Prem, we've had the likes of Tom Kearney, obviously Adam Armstrong, Jordan Rhodes, Rudy Gestead. We've had a ton. Harvey Elliott, who sadly got injured the other day, which was horrendous. Horrendous injury that was. So hopefully he can recover as quick as possible. But yeah, Ryan Nelson, what a player. We've got a top five. We've got a top five. Here we go. Hendry, Dunn, Morten Gamst Pedersen, Shearer, two guy. That's not a bad top five. That's not a bad top five. I'm assuming that's from best to worst, right? Or favourite to least favourite, so to speak. Can't find another word for it. But that is not a bad top five. Imagine all them in the same team. You'd be winning the league. Put Pedersen's left foot on two guy and you've got a Ballon d'Or. I'll tell you what. Just the thought of that would just scare defences. Pedersen's left foot scary. Two guy technical as anything. You'd have a player there. Not a bad shout. What I might quickly do, I might quickly just run a 6 yards out ad. I'll be back with you in 30 seconds. I'm just going to quickly run a quick ad, just sort myself out quickly, sort out maybe my asthma puffer, and then we'll be all good to go. Rovers and Hull rather in about 10 minutes time. See you in a minute.
The Rovers Chat YouTube channel is proudly sponsored by 6yardsout.com. They've got retro football from every era with mugs, phone cases and much more. They also have plenty of Rovers goods, including apparel with the famous 94-95 season and this season's kit. Check them out using the link in the description below.
Right, so we are back. I'm now sorted. Here we go. Let's go back into the comments, and then we'll get into the live action in not too long. Brad Friedel says Barfly. What a goalkeeper he was. Again, he was before my time, but some of the stuff that I've seen from him in a Rovers shirt's unreal. So we showed him in a live, really, to see him. Rovers legend Mark Hughes. Remember him as a manager a little bit. Wasn't a bad manager. Matt Jansen. Definitely my mum's favourite. 100% my mum's favourite, Matt Jansen. He was quality. Dunn's face in the Venkers advert when his chicken is stolen always cracks me up. Oh, do we need the memory of that advert? That was the point where the club was made a laughing stock. We've recovered from it. We've recovered from that, definitely. Still have a nightmare of that. AD. Right. Out of the ad. Okay, I was going to say, I was just wondering if you'd responded to someone, you put their initials in there. Still have nightmares of that ad. Yeah, it wasn't great, was it? When people think of Rovers, a lot of people now think of that advert, which is quite frustrating, but there you go. Forest City, Friedel from down the road from me. He opened a big academy where I lived, but it went under from corporate nonsense. Friedel still doesn't like talking about it. Well, I mean, I don't think he would, because if it's something you spend a lot of time on and it, goes to pot because of corporate stuff, that would be a pain. But there you go. Benny McCarthy and Roque Santa Cruz. This has been a nice discussion. Both of those players. I remember Roque Santa Cruz in his second spell. I don't really remember Benny McCarthy, but of course I've seen like videos and of how good he was. That goal against Arsenal in the FA Cup was something else. I remember Santa Cruz coming back, and he didn't really do a whole lot in his second spell, but first spell Santa Cruz was brilliant. It just shows that we've had some incredible players. Well, at current now, then, if we go to now, I've said that my two favourite now are Clarkson and Dolan. What about yours? Who we saying in the comments is current player, better in his first 100%. Current Rovers player, and then obviously at the moment at least. And speaking of current Rovers players, we'll go through the lineup again. Nice segue. So you can see it on the screen. I'll just read through that one quickly. Kaminsky in goal, Nyambe, Lenihan, Ayala at Pickering, Travis, Rothwell, Clarkson, Buckley, Dolan, and Brereton. Diaz, the one change being that Leighton Clarkson has come in for Sam Gallagher. Not exactly like for like, but there is the change just there. And on the bench for Rovers is Ainsley Pears, Jacob Davenport, Reader Cadra, Dan Butterworth, Hayden Carter, Tyler McGlaw, and Connor McBride. And in the whole team tonight, in goal is number 1, Matt Ingram. 2 is Louis Coyle. 3, Callum Elder. 4, Jacob Greaves. 6, Richard Smallwood. 7, Malik Wilkes. Number 8 is Greg Doherty. 11 is Keane Lewis Potter. Number 20 is Matt Smith. Number 24 is Deshaun Bernard, and 27 is Josh McGuinness. On the bench for the Tigers tonight on the backup goalkeeper is 13, Nathan Baxter. You've got 12, Josh Emmanuel, 14, Andy Cannon, 16, Ryan Longman, 17, Sean McLaughlin, 18, George Moncur, and 22, Tyler Smith. So there are the Rovers and Hull teams for tonight. Just a quick run through the team news. Just if you're just joining us, the one change that I did go through before is that Sam Gallagher has dropped out of the team due to an injury, and Leighton Clarkson has replaced him. So the boyhood Rovers fan gets himself another chance in the Rovers team after being an unused substitute in the game against Luton. And the referee tonight is John Brooks. I always forget to mention the referee. I don't really want to mention the referee from the weekend, but there you go. Buckley in the current team, I mean, he's up there. He followed me on TikTok the other day. I thought that was quality. I think John Buckley's a great player as well. There's a lot of players in this team that are right up there for me. It's hard to pick a favourite other than Leighton. Obviously, because I've known him the longest. But outside of that, it's kind of tough to pick a favourite player. Worst manager we've had. You can take your pick between anyone between 2012, Steve Keane to Coyle. You can put an argument forward for any of them. I think I'm gonna say Owen Coyle just over Steve Keane. And if you're gonna say Steve Keane, you've got a fair argument. It's so hard to split the two, but I think because what Coyle did, obviously the stories in training, all these things you hear from like the likes of Danny Graham and who else was it who spoke about it? Ben Marshall, I think, on a different podcast, taking us down from the Championship into League One for the first time in 30 years. Obviously, Mowbray came in later in the season and nearly saved us. But I think just just Coyle over Keane, although it's very close. Harsh on Boyer. What's harsh on Boyer? Best. That was the worst manager. Boyer wasn't actually too bad. Gary Boyer. I didn't think he was too bad. If you're talking about Barfly's comment, I think Mowbray for the promotion and for sort of turning the club round. But he would probably be second in line. Yeah, definitely. Benno hated Coyle. I mean, I think a lot of the players did, to be fair, especially when you're talking about players doing their own thing and ignoring his coaching tactics. Yeah, I think a lot of players might have done. Well, the with all Rovers fans there, aren't they? Because not many Rovers fans like Owen Coyle, especially with his connections across clubs in the Northwest. Jim Pickering in the 70s was pants. Well, I mean, at least his namesake Harry Pickering's a decent footballer, but maybe not Jim as a manager. That's been such a fun discussion. Time has absolutely flown. We've got 5 minutes till kick-off. That has flown by this half an hour. That's been quality. Got myself a drink of choice. I don't think there's any Aussies here, but we'll crack this one open. Get us a bit of sugar involved, bit of Sunkist. It's basically Fanta, but there you go. No sugar Fanta, effectively, but it's not Fanta. It's actually people would think it's an Aldi brand. It's actually quite quality. So there you go. Too many to mention in terms of bad managers. That's what I was saying. You've got we went through that spell, didn't we, in about 2014, when we had Berg, Appleton. Who else was there? There was tons of managers in that time. I can't even remember. Had Paul Lambert for a spell. Coyle, obviously. Who else was there? I think there was a couple more. I'm not too sure. Keep drinking that, you'll have dementia by the time you're 50. Yeah, it's not my drink of choice, to be fair. It's what I've got in, and I'm running off about 5 hours of sleep, so I want a little bit of just want a little bit of a boost to get me through this. And I can't make coffee. I'm not good at making coffee, so that's what we're going with. Owen Coyle tearing up the Indian Super League with Jamshed Pur FC right now. Is he managing in India? I know that last season over here, Steve Keane was assistant coach at Melbourne Victory before taking the job when the manager was sacked. And he's since left the club, so there you go. You can just show how well that went. I remember going to the game and just yelling Keane out at the top of my voice as I left the ground because we got beat 1-0. I just remember yelling Keane out and just thinking, oh, well, back to 2011 we go. So that was a nice 10-year throwback. At the start of this year, seems like it's been a while since I've been able to go to a live sport game. It's a shame, really. I miss it. Big Sam, best manager. You've got a point, haven't you? His side's never played the prettiest football, but I'm sure we take mid-table Premier League right now. Richie Smallwood in a whole shirt. I know he's been there a while now, but something about not seeing him in blue and white half seems strange. It's still just, what a player. I'm not going to break out into song because obviously he's on the opposition team tonight, but what a catchy song it is. Probably one of the best that Rovers fans have put together. Obviously, I know a lot of players have had it used on them across, across their careers at different clubs, but that song for Richie Smallwood was brilliant. Best manager Don Mackay. Again, well before my time, so hard to really pass comment. Shocker Steve Keane taking over from manager, that's new. God's sake. And both spells probably went as well as each other, to be fair. Absolutely dreadful. But what else can I say? Or not to plan. Steve Keane's probably you'd think a decent, a really good assistant coach. But as a manager, it's not really gone well for him. Don Mackay went wonders with what he had. He was in the 90s, wasn't he? Got us into the playoffs, and the regular Rovers couldn't pay the telephone bill. Well, that last part of the comment is probably a bit similar to now at the moment, isn't it? But there you go. See you at half time, Troy. As the Rovers and Hull players emerge from the tunnel. Applause from the home fans, which is really good to see. Rovers, of course, in their traditional blue and white halves. I should expect them to be at home, and Hull in the orange kit with the sort of black diagonal sash across the kit as their home shirt. So we'll run through the lineups. The first team ever so quickly. Once more. For Rovers, it's Thomas Kaminski in goal. Nyambe Lenihan, Ayala Pickering at the back. Travis Rothwell in midfield. Clarkson, Buckley and Dolan. And we've also got Brayton Diaz to round it off. And for Hull, number 1 is Matt Ingram. 2, Louis Coyle. 3, Callum Elder. 4, Jacob Greaves. 6, Richie Smallwood. 7, Malik Wilkes. 8, Greg Doherty. 11, Keane Lewis Potter. Number 20 is Matt Smith. 24, Deshaun Bernard. And 27 is Josh McGuinness. On the subs bench for Rovers is Pears, Davenport, Cadra, Butterworth, Carter, McLaw, McBride. And Hull on the bench for them is Baxter, Emmanuel, Cannon, Longman, McLaughlin, Moncur, and Tyler Smith. What's up with Galley? Thigh strain. Not sure how long he's out. But Rovers did tweet that before. That's the only reason that's where I've got the tweet from. So if I'm wrong, blame Rovers Twitter, but I don't think there would be. Oh, nervous again. Oh, I love a Rovers match day, though. Absolutely love a Rovers match day. As it'll be John Buckley to get us underway. Rovers will be kicking from right to left. And Hull from left to right. Thigh strain. Sorry if that wasn't clear. Thigh strain. As Rovers players take the knee. Good to see that we're fight against racism is still present in people's minds and there is no room for racism as we kick off. Rovers, as I say, from right to left and Hull from left to right. At Ewood Park, and Rovers bounce back to winning ways after the disappointment at the weekend. Presents a good chance to midweek under lights at Ewood. Hopefully we can get the job done and get back to winning ways. After a couple of games without success, as Rovers in possession, ball were back to Thomas Kaminski. So Rovers just look to keep possession of the ball in the opening minute. Just to avoid a repeat of Alex Mowat, and we're not doing too bad. Now with Harry Pickering, finds Tyrese Dolan on the left-hand side. The present moments. Have to wait and see whether he stays out on the left-hand side or if he's looking to swap wings. Ball over the top, looking for Dolan, doesn't get through to him. As Hull look to move away, nice ball fizzed across. Out wide now to, I think that was Keane Lewis Potter, and the chance goes for Hull. Good early start from the visitors in that chance early on. Yeah, get your predictions in. Sorry, I forgot to mention that. So it was Keane Lewis Potter charging down the left. Curling shot on goal and then was way wide. But get your predictions in. Forgot to mention it. I'm saying 2-0 Rovers if you're playing along at home. But yeah, get your predictions in. Keeping on my toes, Naive Steve. Good to see. Yeah, I'm saying 2-0 Rovers. 2-0 Rovers, exact same? Yeah, I agree. I'll bring those up as soon as I get those comments. Ball kept in play by Malik Wilkes. Taken down by Rothwell. Good work from Tyrese Dolan on the left. As he won his side of throw, he has done. So it looks like Dolan on the left. Brayton through the middle. I'll have to have a look at see who's on the right, whether it's Clarkson. We've seen him play in the front three before. No, it is Buckley as we predicted. 2-1 Rovers. Lots of love from the Rovers fans in Dublin. Good to have you here, mate. Good to have you here. Got the Irish fans in, that's nice. And 2-1 Rovers, so Rovers win is being predicted, which is nice. I'd say that if that prediction was to come true, as Pickering rolls the ball laterally. Travis. So Rovers just look to work it to the right-hand side. Niambe. Infield for Brayton, who eventually gets the ball second time asking. And it's had a play across the right-hand touchline for a Rovers throw. Buckley skips in field, finds Rothwell. Who looks out wide. Now it's Ryan Niambe. Tries a 1-2 with Rothwell. Not bad play from Rovers. It's gone out of play for a Rovers corner. Nice interplay on the right-hand side as Rovers look to work their way towards getting an opening goal in this game. They've got a corner from the right-hand side. Naive Steve says the other side was good from with the Hull City fan. It's a good show, that, from Ryan. He always hosts that brilliantly. As Rovers have got themselves a corner. Whipped in from the right. And it's not yet cleared. Second time of asking, just about. On the volley from the edge of the area was audacious. Bit of a Karate Kid type of effort there from Harry Pickering. But it's wide and out for a goal kick. Let's have a look at this again. Headed away in the end by Coyle. And it's just wide from Harry Pickering, who received some taunts in the end from Hull fans after his shot went wide. But any more predictions from Rovers fans? We've got 2 at the moment, both saying Rovers wins, and 3 if you include mine. Also predicting a Rovers win. It's now Rothwell looking to move forward. Moves across halfway and finds the ball short. Now Clarkson. Industrious challenge in the end from the former Rover in Richie Smallwood. Gives away the free kick. Got the armband on for Hull. Lenihan finds Pickering. In ball to Rothwell. Tries a switch of play over to Niambe. Won't quite get through to him, but not a bad idea. Keenlow's Potter gets up ahead of Clarkson. Now Hull look to move forward themselves. Laterally to Smallwood. Finds Bernard on loan from Manchester United. Rothwell with the pressure looks to charge down Ingram, who gets his clearance away just about. Can see a 2-1 for Rovers. 100% would take that. There's your Euro Millions ticket. There you go. Good luck to you, Naive Steve. Good luck to you. Hopefully it all goes well for you. What's the jackpot, if you don't mind me asking? What are you going to be walking away with at the end of tonight? Pickering goes long down the line looking for Brayton. Bernard comes across to cut it out. Coyle goes in board. Found Doherty. 22 million. You could do a lot with that. Fair play. Wouldn't that sort your life right out? I'm assuming that's in pounds too, so that's like 40 million Australian dollars. That's a lot of money. Buckley down to Rothwell. Rose players appealing for a free kick, not forthcoming. Wilkes in board. Doherty looks back for the former Accrington Stanley man, who won't get there in the end. Pickering went back to Kaminski, who just cleared it out of play for a Hull City throw. Pay your debts off. It would do that and then some. 22 million is a lot of money. Goodbye, Adam Armstrong, with that. Coyle. Play it forward. Ayala across to cut that one out. Now Malik Wilkes on the Hull City right. Was to get past Pickering, who does well to close him down initially. Is able to whip the ball in towards the back post, and Kaminski's back there to catch. All 22 Sam Gallagher's. How much did Sam Gallagher cost? Wasn't he like 7 million? No, that was Brio, wasn't it? It was 5 million, wasn't it, Sam Gallagher? So maybe 4.5 if you're basing it off that. As Brio finds Tyrese Dolan. Nice footwork from the former Preston man. Uses pace, tries to break into the area. In fact, cuts in field just inside just outside the box. And that was ever so close to the top right corner. Reminiscent of Adam Armstrong, that. Cut in field, bent the ball towards goal and was agonisingly close from the top right-hand corner. Look at this. Had Richie Smallwood on toast. Curling shot on goal. Ingram was beaten. And Rovers coming close to opening the scoring, and it would have been one of the goals of the season had that found the back of the net. Tyrese Dolan very unlucky for Rovers. Just under 9 minutes gone, still goalless at Ewood. Pablo says, I'm from Chile. Come on, Ben. Good to have you here, mate, as always. Ben's not done too much so far, but hopefully, and he probably will go into the game. Hopefully he can. Good to see that deal was struck. That means that he will play for Chile. And there's no sort of qualms now. Obviously, there was over the last international break. Hopefully, the restrictions are lifted to the point where he can play for Chile and not miss a Rovers game. I think he's missing 2. The way things lie at the moment with all the quarantine. So hopefully, he can play all 3 games for Chile rather than the first 2, and then every game for Rovers. Speaking of Brayton Diaz, he's in the area. Can he get to the ball? He doesn't get there, but he's able to put enough pressure on to win Rovers a corner. So, speak of the devil. And he does some good work for Rovers there, but hopefully he can play every single game for club and country rather than having to miss games because of quarantine. Good pressure from Ben Brayton. Brayton is a village just north of Stoke. Don't know where Diaz is. Great comment now, Steve. Great comment. It's whipped in from the Rovers right. Headed away. And the second time from Hull. Chilean Maestro should pick up the pieces. Keeps the ball in play. The ball across. It's Dolan. Looks to whip the ball in. Pickering puts a toe in. Lennon had to get across and win it. Good pressure from Doherty, but in the end he thought that he'd won inside a throw, but came out off him, so it's a Rovers throw instead. Clarkson. I went to Buckley, looks to go down the line, looking for Rothwell. Arriving in the backstick is Tyrese Dolan. Can he be fouled? Not quite. Ingram takes it. I think the ball had gone across behind the back of the goal line for a goal kick. And Callum Elder, the Australian international, is down here for Hull. Now back to his feet. Brayton has improved since his recent campaign with Chile. Yes, he has, 100%. He's improved out of sight. And that's why I don't mind him playing for Chile. Even if I'd rather him not miss playing for Rovers due to quarantine. But if it's going to improve his game to the point where it's worth it, then let him go and play. It's a shame that one of our best players won't be available to play for a couple of games as it stands at the moment. But if he's going to improve while playing for Chile, playing with some top class players, then let him go and play, I think. Bournemouth 1-0 QPR. Thanks, Naive Steve. If you could just keep us up to date with all those championship scores, then that'd be nice. And there's a few Champions League games on too. But Championship, I'd like to know what's going on around the Championship. Sheffield United one up at Preston. Okay, thank you. Against Preston, rather. As Buckley moves forward just outside the area, goes left to Dolan. Across the face of goal and away. Rose looks to reload the attack. Rothwell, and it's a harmless ball. Will carry through to Ingram. Rovers having a decent little spell here. Hull looking to create one of their own. McGuinness. Doherty. Goes to Bernard. Did United lose? I thought that was the game on now. Have they already played? I didn't check because I've just been so fixated on Rovers this morning. Like checking the lineups and getting myself ready for the stream. I didn't even check. Okay, I'll have a look at that. Did they actually lose? I mean, to be fair, a Young Boys fan that I know from Switzerland sent me a video, so he must have, or sent me something, and he's not talked to me in a while, so maybe, yeah, okay, fair enough. So that's probably what he sent me. I didn't check. He was an exchange student over here in Australia for a little while, and he's a massive Young Boys fan, so that's probably what he sent me. That's surprising, that. suppose wins for former Premier League champions isn't easy for some. Hopefully it's a little bit easier for us tonight, eh? Pickering, Rothwell. Ball given away. Now Smallwood charging forward. Wilkes dispossessed. Coming across to help out was Dolan, but couldn't keep the ball in. 95th minute. Late winner. Late winner. Like I said, I haven't checked any of the Champions League scores. I might do that in the next break in play, just so I'm a little bit more up to date with the world of football. As Rovers win possession back, ball forward to Britton Diaz on the turn. Good tackle in the end from Lewis Potter getting back on defensive duties. Smith across the coil. So the ball in behind, it's not a bad one, but Rovers deal with it. Coyle again lifts it back in, headed away by Nyambe. Apologies. Smith looks for the ball over the top, and in the end, Kaminski will deal with it. Sevilla 1-1 against Salzburg. Rothwell looking to orchestrate just behind the halfway line for Rovers. It's been a game devoid of chances so far. Now Hull in possession. As Doherty has the ball on the Hull City right. Back with Doherty, looks to with the ball in first time. Early chance for Hull. Smith worried off it in the end by Lenihan, who clears away. In fact, it's Clarkson who's got back. Took the ball out of play for a Rovers throw. He's done well there. Just hoofs the ball out of play for a throw. Throw of Loney, of course, from Liverpool. Probably my favourite Rovers player of all time. Just going back to that discussion, if not him, it's Morten Gamst, but discussion for another day as Coyle whips one in. Cleared away by Buckley into the path of Britton Diaz, whose first touch let him down. He's calling for a handball. It looked like he had a fair claim, but not given by the referee as Hull now on their left-hand side. Lewis Potter shapes in the delivery. It's a poor one in the end from the Hull man. It's had a play for a Rovers goal kick. Right. Let's get to grips with the Champions League then ever so quickly. I've got probably 10 seconds to do it. So there's only the two games that we know about that we've been told about that that are finished, and the rest are all on now. Okay, I thought there was another game on that was on earlier, but we're all good. Man United won't allow anyone to outshine them. Rovers may have got a draw. Man United wanted the defeat. Quality. So the red card as well to Wan-Bissaka as well. I'll have a look at the challenge later on as Hull working forward, intercepted in the end by Ayala, who's surging forward. Rothwell. Now Dolan. To get past the challenger Coyle, he does so effortlessly. Takes the ball in field. So a long way out from goal. Slips, and now Hull are back in possession through Smith. His pass was poor, cut out by Rothwell. Now Buckley looking forward for Britton Diaz, who gets the ball ahead of Greaves. Looks for support and finds it. Ball whipped in from the right over the head. in the end, who's that in the middle? I think it was Clarkson with the ball in. It might have been Rothwell potentially in the middle, not too sure. Sad news about Harvey Elliott. It was very sad, wasn't it, what happened to him? Not a great challenge from Pascal Struijk, but yeah, horrible injury nonetheless. Great positioning by Rothwell. He's doing all right at the moment, isn't he? He's had an all right game so far. Mark's got a Hull fan in here. Despite the fact that I don't want your team winning tonight, it's good to have you here. Starting to forget how to celebrate. Well, I mean, hopefully that continues for the next sort of, hour and a bit to the end of this game, and then hopefully then things improve for you after that. Because it's not nice as a football fan forgetting how to celebrate. We've known that feeling a few times, haven't we, Rovers fans? Especially that championship season, my days. The relegation from the championship, we did not have much to shout about then. Pickering does well. The referee is blocked out Clarkson there as he wanted to take the ball. Which ruled him out of it as Nyambe moves forward. Does well. Buckley back to the Namibian international. Down the line looking for Brayton. It's a great ball. Hull have lost the last 3. Why aren't we winning? Still a bunch of time yet. We've not lost the last 3. I didn't think so. You had a couple of draws recently. A couple of 0-0s, haven't you? Bournemouth and... Was it Swansea? A couple of 0-0s, I thought. Do you mean winless in your last 3? Yeah, I thought they'd been 0-0. Why are you saying no about Ryan? I'm assuming you mean Ryan Nyambe. What's happened? Have I missed something? Because sometimes I'm a bit behind on these streams. Forest City, what do you mean? Are you on about Ryan Nyambe first of all? And if so... Oh, bad pass. I was going to say, I thought you'd maybe gone down injured or something. And I was waiting for an injury. So, you scared me a little bit, but that's okay. Wilkes as well on the turn. Looks for support. Finds some in Smallwood. Goes back to Malik Wilkes. Does well to turn again. Tries to shoot on goal, and it's blocked en route. Chance still alive. Smith turns, shoots, and it's wide. Fairly short. Was deflected en route. Referee agrees, and it's behind for a Hull City corner. Good work from Wilkes in the end. Eventually found its way to Matt Smith. Blocked off. Daniel Ayala in behind for a corner. Rose went down with one of the most points gained in recent years. And I know, but before Mowbray, before TM came in, we were hopeless. It was only when he came in when we sort of had a fighting chance and we got a few wins together. Whips in towards the back post. Headed towards goal, punched away by Kaminski. And there's a free kick for Rovers in there. Keane Lewis Potter is Marcus' favourite player, he says. Also Tom Huddleston buzzing that we got him back for experience. Good signing that on a free. Very good signing. Thanos punch from Forest City. Authoritative as ever from the Belgian. Matt Smith from Doctor Who is a Rovers fan. Fun fact. I knew that. I don't think the Matt Smith playing for Hull is, though. Or the Matt Smith that plays for Millwall, but that's beside the point. On the Hull website, reading back to front. Oh, okay, fair enough. can't comment. Don't watch it. I won't lie. Don't watch it. So you're not going to anger me with or you're not going to offend me because I've never seen it. Good pressure from Rovers all the way back to Ingram. Just play to Coyle, who touches it down into his path. Wilkes looks to engineer something. So 1-2, it eluded him in the end, but it's back with Malik Wilkes. Tries a few step overs. Looks the ball in behind, can't find it. Clarkson. Good ball to Brayton Diaz, who's quite high up the pitch in that occasion. Not able to really do much with it. Shawn Michaels, former WWE wrestler, is a Rovers fan. I knew that one as well. I'm not sure how much he still follows the club, but saw the interview in the 90s. As Travis should clear. My favourite Rovers fan at the moment, probably my favourite cricketer at the moment, is Liam Livingston, who is a Rovers fan. Always commenting on stuff. He's probably the famous Rovers fan. If you mention a famous Rovers fan to me as a cricket fan, he's probably one that springs to mind. Let's pretend we scored a goal. Don't be saying that. You actually will score a real goal. He was selling WWE and we were the news at the time. Possibly. I mean, he said he had family from Blackburn. I don't know how much you want to believe that, but I suppose you take a man on his word. I had to check that. I had to check this without looking like an idiot. I didn't want to look like an idiot. What? I've never heard of that, and apparently it's true. My days. That's how. When did that ever happen? I can't believe that just happened. 10-month-old daughter has already watched like 12 Rovers games on your Forest City. The new generations of Rovers fans started. Small to get last minute winner. I'd absolutely hate that. I'd hate that so much. As good as Richie Smallwood was, if he's the one to score a winner for Hull, I swear. Is it written in the stars? Do you think it's written in the stars? He's on the ball now. Is he going to get the winner? Surely not. Surely not. That would really just be taking the Michael. That would be taking the Mickey if Small got the winner. It is true, mate. Yeah, I've Googled it. I did Google it. Not that I don't believe. I mean, that is a pretty unbelievable thing, but I trust you, but I just didn't want to look like an idiot. You know, one of those which just seems so unbelievable to be true. But you also wouldn't make that up either. But there you go. It is true. It's the saddest thing I've ever read about Blackburn Rovers. Oh, I've got a lot of competition for that as well, but it's up there. It's right up there. Honorary vice chairman in the 1980s at Blackburn Rovers. I would not have picked that at all. But it is true. It is true. Dolan in field. Let's get back to the football. Poor ball from the Rovers man. Intercepted. He gets skipped past as if he wasn't there. And the shot on goal was a dreadful one in the end by Keane Lewis Potter. But everything before that was decent. Intercepted the pass from Dolan. Skipped past him. Or at least a driving shot on goal that in the end was well over the bar. But yeah, he does look promising. I know what Marcus was saying about him before being their most promising player. Well, he's looked so far tonight. He's a good player. He's Keane Lewis Potter. Still only 20, so a lot of potential for him. He'll probably play Premier League football eventually, whether it's with Hull or not. Remains to be seen, but I think he will play Premier League football eventually. Vice Chair, yeah, I was reading off the thing, so yeah, chairwoman or chairperson, yeah. But I was reading off the website where it does say chairman. What website is it? It's off a random website. Or vice president's on another one, but it says vice chairman on a blog somewhere, so I was just reading off that. But yeah, chairperson then or chairwoman. Rovers free kick in there. I thought it might have gone the other way, but it's a player from both sides down. For Rovers, it's Brayton Diaz. Let's have a look. So, the initial offence, yeah, that's a foul. It's a definite foul. Nyambe came in later and probably committed a foul himself, but the referee had already blown for the first foul. We're on Sky again on Saturday as well against Sheffield United. Oh, Yorkshire Derby. There you go. Should be a decent game, that. Is that the early kickoff or late? See, we were on our version of Sky at the weekend, and it's probably slightly. I probably prefer it because I don't need to do the HDMI setup. I can just watch it off the TV. Dolan's better on the right, where he can challenge by the byline. I think on the left he just wants to cut in field. I've not really seen him on the left too much before tonight, so probably a fair assessment. He has cut in a lot tonight, so maybe we'll see him back on the right again. As the ball's whipped in from the right, decent delivery towards the edge of the 6-yard box, and in the end it doesn't come to much, but a decent delivery towards Daryl Lenihan, who attacked it. In the end it amounts to nothing. This is a really good ball in, right into the danger area, flicked away by the Hull man there on the edge of the box. I'm not sure if a Rovers throwing was given though. Hull are back in possession. Doherty. Let's go forward. And Kaminsky should clear. Pickering looks like the best fullback we've had in a long time. Or best left back we've had in a while for sure. In terms of fullback, it's got to be Nambi for me. But left backs, 1,000,000%. Would you say since the Premier League days? You've got a fair argument. As it's McGuinness. Looks to engineer a shot. Does so straight to Kaminsky. Parries. Straight to Malik Wilkes. Rovers back in possession. Should clear. They do down the line. Bernard is there. He leaves it for Greaves. But shot on target there for Hull. Was straight at Kaminsky. You'd expect him to deal with it. He did in the end. Pickering could be as good as Lasol. He's got time. He's got time. What is he? He's still only 22. 23 at the end of the year. He's got a ton of time. Potter will play Prem football. I agree. Needs more experience. He'll be fine. Yep. Exactly that comment. Agree, Marcus. And hopefully, well, you'll be thinking, hopefully, that it's with Hull. But at the moment, I can't see Hull going up in the next little while. So he could go elsewhere and get there, but who knows? Lee Mack, the World 11 star Rovers fan, Jim Bowen. As Hull looks with the ball in from the left-hand side. Decent delivery towards McGuinness, who committed a foul in the process. Daniel Ayala. Looks a good chance initially, but he had committed a foul, the Northern Irishman. Can't think of a better one since Lucas Neal. That's very high praise. Very high praise. You've probably got a fair point. Obviously, left back has been a troubling position for Rovers in the past. We haven't had too many that have set the world alight in that position, so hopefully Pickering can be that player. It's got to be a handball, surely, against Ayala. Not given. How is that not a handball? Just before the halfway line. Looked like it came straight off his arm. Can Rovers take advantage of the non-decision? Rothwell charging forward. Dolan to his left. Rothwell goes alone, and the shot is blocked. He's calling for a handball, and it's not been given. Rovers penalty shouts denied. Really good run from Rothwell. Picked up the ball right on the halfway line and just ran with it. Broke inside the area. The shot was charged down in the end by Smallwood. But penalty shouts turned down. Nyambe now on the right. Looks infield for Buckley. Now Brayton Diaz. Back to Nyambe. Nice work skipping infield. Chance. I thought it might break for Dolan. It was Brayton Diaz with a good run, but didn't quite work out. Kaminsky, best keeper we've had in a while. Definitely since Paul Robinson. You can go back further, potentially, you've got an argument, but definitely since Paul Robinson. Don't want to say anything, but considering how young our centre-backs are, they've been looking solid. They've done all right, they've held up. Have Greaves and Bernard, they've done all right. Jim Bowen used to teach my mum in Accrington, says Naive Steve. There's your celebrity story. Headed behind by Nyambe. Looked like he would just nod the ball back to Kaminsky. And then it's gone behind for a whole corner. This could be costly. Hopefully it's not. Just didn't get the header right. Hull go up at Black, a Ted Lasso storyline. I still haven't watched it. I'm waiting till after school. As soon as I graduate, I think that might be the first one I watch. Everyone said it's a brilliant show. There's about 20 million people who seem to recommend it to me every single week. I will watch it, though. It's going to be whipped in from the Hull left. The corner headed away at the front post. John Anderson from 70 Super Group. Yes, is an Accrington Stanley fan. If we're going on Stanley, I'm going back to cricket again, sorry, but Bumble, David Lloyd is a massive Stanley fan. That's one I can think of. They wouldn't have too many like super fans, but they'll have themselves a couple. Every club does. So still 0-0 then. Over 38 minutes gone. And still goalless. John and David Lloyd are close friends. Oh, there you go. Hull free kick challenge in the end by Buckley. If anyone in this chat is friends with Joe Rothwell, tell him on behalf of us to put pen to paper on a new long-term deal. I mean, he viewed my story once, but that's about it. Can't say I'm friends with him. but hopefully he does sign a new deal. He's been good for us tonight. Here he is again. Dolan on the left, overlapping run from Pickering. Dolan cuts in field, shoots again, and it's well saved by Matt Ingram. Nearly a repeat of what happened before, except that one was even closer to the top right corner. Just skipped in field again. Curling shot was so close to the top corner. That's an expert save from Matt Ingram to turn it behind. Oh, so unlucky. That's a great save from Ingram with the outstretched palm to keep the game at 0-0. I'll tell you what, there was a comment before I was saying that Tyrese Dolan is a bit one-dimensional on the left, cutting inside. I'd probably agree, but it's worked well for him. The corner's whipped in, headed away at the front post. Ball recycled back into the middle. Not well cleared just yet. Bounced off Malik Wilkes. Rovers go all the way back to Nyambe, who goes back to Kaminsky. That's a good point. Thanks for bringing that back to my attention. That would happen at the weekend, didn't it, with Pickering and who's the other one? Who's the other one you criticised? Pickering, I know, was one. Excellent commentary. Thank you, Vincent. Listening from West Africa. Hopefully I can get back home and watch the Rovers. Hopefully you do, mate. Hopefully you do. Who else should you... Just... I mean, if it's guaranteed that they're going to do something, anyone. Say something about Nyambe and he might get his first Rovers goal. Who knows on your form? I think Wilkes in possession. Waits for support and then finally gets some in Coyle. Whips it in from the right. Oh, that's a great ball in. Still alive. Rovers should clear in the end. I thought it was going to for sure be 1-0 to hold there. 2 or 3 yards out they were, and I thought they were going to score, but not just yet. Doherty on the edge of the area. Just slips, and it's behind for a goal kick. Rovers survive at the moment. Let's have a look at the replay. Wilkes, good ball to Coyle. That's a brilliant ball in. I thought it was going to break there. There was a definite foul in there as well on Ayala that wasn't seen by the referee, but doesn't matter in the end. Any news on Rovers making any free agent signings? We've got one spot free in the 25-man squad, haven't we? We've used 24. But that's the only news on that I've sort of seen. I think Tony Murray did speak about maybe signing one, but there was no names linked. Coiled as well. And there's the response to that comment from Forest City. There you go. It's usually you pulling out the jokes, Jared. Not responding to them. But there you go. Bernard. Now McGuinness. Wilkes rather, not McGuinness, as Coyle puts it into the middle. Pass intercepted from Smith. He does well to win it back, though. Back to Malik Wilkes. Goes inside the area, looks to cross the ball in. Rovers eventually should clear, and they do. Ball towards Dolan was a poor one, and out of play for Hull throw. How can we let Diaz go on his national duty with on the Gallagher available? Well, Dan Butterworth will get his chance. That's the positive that I see out of that. Dan Butterworth will get a run. Or McBride could get a run. It gives someone else a chance to prove themselves. Are we trying to go for a world record for the most nil-nils or the most time not scoring? I wonder what that is. I wonder how many minutes a team's gone in the Championship without scoring. Going to sleep again at half time. I mean, I'm not. I'm here right till full time. Maybe straight after full time, but I'm not going to bed at half time. Hopefully you aren't either, as Wilkes shoots on goal, well saved by Kaminsky in the end. So Hull getting themselves a couple of chances in this game, but Kaminsky's been equal to them all so far. Malik Wilkes has been brilliant for Hull. Probably Hull's best player, to be fair. Alongside, well, I mean, Lewis Potter's been quiet since I said he did well. Wilkes has been really good on that right-hand side. couldn't even begin to think. That might be a question for halftime. I'll need time to think about that. Travis finds Nyambe. Can he put the ball into the box? Finds Travis again, and it's blocked away. Buckley now short to Nyambe as Rovers looks to try and get the ball in again. Less than a minute of the 45 remaining in the first half. Nyambe infield. Dolan looks to turn. Won't quite work for him. Whips into the middle, cleared away by Bernard. If he had Armstrong, it'd be 2-0 probably. Potentially, I remember he scored that brilliant goal in February of 2020 when he scored that absolute belter from outside the box. Dom Samuel scored that day, didn't he? I remember he got the third. Was it Darrell Lenihan who got the first? I think. I remember watching that arriving at school, and I love doing that. The 6:45. It was a midweek game like this one. It's just good. Even though I don't think I'll get the chance again with finishing this year, but it's fun as we've entered the singular minute of added time that we've got. Retire, I would do the same. I mean, I'm not sure I would because I enjoy doing this and I want to do this as a career. So it'd be a tough decision to retire, but in the end, probably would. Thanks for this comment, Stefan. That's an interesting one. Hope that all improves for you. Ball cleared away, but only half cleared as far as Coyle. Hull potentially with a late chance. Wilkes, edge of the area. Keeps the ball momentarily. The pass is then blocked, but it ricochets back for Hull. Dolan couldn't get in to win it. Still maybe time for one last chance before the break for Hull. They've gone back to Bernards. They seem content with keeping it at 0-0. As the whistle goes to the mouth of the referee. And that is half-time. Not a great first half, let's be honest. Boring half of football, in all truth. A couple of chances for Tyrese Dolan. Forced a really good save from Ingram. As did Malik Wilkes at the other end, forcing a good save from Thomas Kaminski. But neither side able to break the deadlock at Ewood Park. At half-time, it's Rovers 0, Hull City 0. What do we think, Rovers fans, that first half? I know what Scott Taylor's saying. Awful. It's not been a great spectacle whatsoever, has it? Not been a great half of football at all. There's been definitely better Rovers performances that I've seen. Let's not go overboard. Brayton was very hit and miss, and Chilean international football has been good for him, so don't complain too much. I mean, you can see the argument for both sides, can't you, Ron? And like, obviously, Chilean football has infinitely made him a better player, but obviously we're going to miss him, aren't we? Because he's been good for us this season. It's an interesting one. Euro Millions. Can pigs fly now, can they? Can pigs fly now? Troy Weston. That first half secure for insomnia. I mean, the amount I'm sleeping at the moment, I'm probably on the verge. No. To be fair, though, to say that I've got basically no sleep or very little sleep, and I've woken up to that, it's not very exciting. I mean, of course I'll do it. I'll always do it, but it's not been the greatest football considering. Probably been the worst half of football so far this season from an entertainment point of view. Like, obviously, performance-wise, we've not been brilliant, of course, but we've not been terrible. It's not been one of those where it's like Tony Mowbray has to make 3 changes right now and change the whole system. It's just not been a good first half. I still think he needs to change something. Got players on the bench that could maybe make a difference. Dan Butterworth, Conor McBride. I think this would be a game for Harry Chapman. I hate to say it. I think a game like this, Harry Chapman could come on and make a difference, but he's been loaned out. I think this could be a game for him, and he's obviously not here to play it. Conor McBride might get a run. We're kind of... Rita Kadra could come on, maybe? if we're searching for a goal. He's not played yet for Rovers. So interesting to see what happens. Right, let's get the consensus from the Rovers fans. In the comments, Tony, sort it out. We've started like that second half. Alexander says disappointing from Rovers. Tend to agree. Energy levels seem low. Hull fan on the other side predicted a 0-0. We might be getting one at this rate. We might be getting one. That was shocking, says Chris White. Tend to agree. Not great football. And David Stewart says we should be on the front foot and taking the game to Hull, not sitting back. Yeah, let's be honest. You're probably not wrong. In fact, you're definitely not wrong at all. But we haven't done that as of yet. And the score remains as it started. I don't think I'll need to change. I necessarily need to change the overlay, but I might do just for just because. But of course, we all know that it's still 0-0. There hasn't been any chances whatsoever to suggest otherwise, but we'll just put that there for now. Was not good, says if in doubt, kick it out. Wasn't a good half, you're right. Naive Steve. To be fair, there are hardly any goals in any games tonight. On that note, we'll have a quick check in the Championship. Not too bothered about the Champions League at the moment. Look. Right. Sheffield United 1, Preston 1, Blackpool 0, Huddersfield 0, Bournemouth 2, QPR 0. Obviously, Rovers 0, Hull 0. Reading 0, Peterborough 0. That one's still playing. That one's doing a late kick-off. That must have been an 8 o'clock kick-off. Derby and West Brom exactly the same at 0-0 at the Hawthorns. Marcus, a bit of a Hull perspective here. We need to get Taylor Smith on the ball. He looks a little more likely than McGuinness. I mean Matt Smith. I'm assuming you mean Matt Smith, but yeah, okay. I think Malik Wilkes has been your main avenue to goal. He's been really good for mine. On that right-hand side, he's been good. So I think he's your ticket to goal, I think. The Rovers Chat preview cursed us, make it sound like we'd thrash a mediocre team. Well, we still could, realistically. There's still time. There's still another half of football yet. So there's nothing stopping us potentially. Knife Steve says stream gone down. What stream? The Rovers, what, this stream or the Rovers stream? Because the Rovers stream for me is fine. Mine's still going, so who knows? Oh, Strike, we got on the bench. Oh, Tyler Smith, that's the one. I was confused when you said Taylor. I was looking for a Taylor, and then I was obviously looking at players who got on the pitch because obviously he's not been on the ball at all because he's not been on the pitch yet. But yeah, I see what you mean now. Thing is, we should be beating Luton and Hull probably. We still could beat Hull though. There's still time. It's not like this is the full time. It's ended 0-0. Like there's still time. We could get a result still. I'm still confident that we will get a result, but we need to, you know, step it up a gear. Rovers need to be 3-0 up by 70 minutes, otherwise we won't win, says Barfly. The realisation, well, I mean, to be fair, I don't know who it was that said this during the week. The last time we were 2-0 up in a game and failed to win was Brentford back in 2020. So usually when we have a lead, we don't often lose it. Just the weekend that went out the window. Bit harsh, we're not that bad. Look, I think let's see is all I'll say, Marcus. Let's see. I think we should still be beating teams like Hull. I agree. 3-0. I mean, last time we played them at home, it was 3-0, wasn't it? So last few times, it's either been 3-0 or 1-0. I think the last 4 occasions. So we've had a 1-0. Was it 1-0, 3-0, 1-0, 3-0? I think it was last 4 times we played them. So look, I'd take any win. I don't mind what the scoreline is. As long as we get 3 points, I'll take it. But Marx has taken an exception to the comment. week in the last 20, seen a lot of post 70 goals conceded. Was Zinkernagels was a tad before, wasn't it? This season, was that not our first at the weekend? Am I missing something? Swansea was before. Millwall was well before. Luton, obviously, the two that cost us the game in the end. But I can't think of any before that this season, unless Zinkernagels was just after 70 minutes. And of course, we went on to win that game anyway, so it didn't really matter. Have a look. Zinkernagels' goal was in. Just trying to load it up. I thought it would come up on Google, and it's not really helped me. It was close to the 70th minute. I think it's just before. I don't know if we've conceded one before that game. I've got a feeling we haven't conceded one before Luton. 69th minute, before the 70th. We haven't conceded one before Luton. So we're not doing all that bad. Unless you mean in previous seasons, in which case, yeah, you've got a point. But this season, there's only been the one. No, it won't. No, it won't. It won't. It won't. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen, Marcus. It's not going to happen. Smallwood's not getting the winner. And I'm saying that to speak it into existence, that Smallwood doesn't get the winner. Unless it's an own goal, in which case I'd be buzzing. He's not scoring the winner at the right end. There we go. I still think Rovers are going to win this game. I still reckon we've got enough, despite the below average first half. I still think we've got enough. So at the moment, we're still at half time. It's still 0-0. And to be fair, we've not had very much to talk about. Marcus said he'd take an own goal. At least we scored. All right, can we end the game now then at 1-0 Rovers win? I mean, sure. I'd be happy with that. 1-0 Rovers win. Yeah, sure. Class. Rose fans, if you haven't put your thoughts in the comments, let me know what you think of the first half. Obviously, there isn't too much to say, really, but it's not been the most aesthetically pleasing first half of football. Or entertaining. It's been drab, but not all games of football can be amazing, can they really? Let's be honest. Sort of waiting for the game to restart now. I'll be honest, we shouldn't be far off. Should be maybe a couple of minutes. Quarter to six, sorry. We should be almost back underway. A couple of minutes away from probably the game restarting. So, yeah, they're putting the highlights on now. So usually straight after the highlights, they get back underway. Let's have a look at some of them then. Let's break some of them down. There's not really much to talk about. There shouldn't be many. There should be potential, maybe a 1 minute clip if that. Dolan's 2 shots, maybe, and then that's probably about it. Let's be honest. There's been very, very little chances in this game. Let's be real. Blackburn Rovers is doing a watch along too. Fair enough to him. It's a good channel. I used to watch him a lot. Blackburn Rovers. I used to watch him a lot. But with respect to him and complete respect to him, please stick around here. Would be nice. I know he was on the Rovers Chat channel, wasn't he, on deadline day? Good cameo from him. And if you haven't subscribed, of course, make sure you do. Obviously, loads of content coming out. We've got all the Football Content Award stuff coming out soon. Obviously, we're still up for the award there. Voting has closed, but we're going to be. Well, I'm not going to be there because I'm not going to be back in London. But like pretty much everyone else in the Rovers Chat team that you can recognise, your Ryans and your Glens and your Dans will all be there in London producing stuff. So that should be good. So make sure to stick around for that. Hopefully, you did vote for us. Cheers for all your support. It means so much to us as a channel and as a group. It really lifted us. Seeing all the votes come in, it was brilliant. So there you go. The Hull players and the Rovers players coming back out. Then let's hope the second half's better than the first, and hopefully there's a goal in there as well for Rovers. It doesn't look as though there's a change from a Rovers point of view. I wasn't paying too much attention to Hull's side, but I can't say that they've made a change either. So it looks like we'll be going in as selected. Tyrese Dolan now on screen for me. Hopefully he can have a big second half. I thought it was decent in the first. On the left-hand side. So hopefully in the second half he can do something similar. So I don't mind his channel whatsoever. I don't mind his channel, but as someone of Rovers Chat, I've got to agree with you. As someone who produces content for Rovers Chat, I've got to agree. Right, second half nearly underway then. And we are away second half for Hull then from right to left. Rovers then from left to right. As we look to try and get all 3 points then. Can we do it in this second half? Like I say, hopefully it's a better spectacle. Because the first half just wasn't. But we are underway in this second half. It's Callum Elder now for Hull. Nard flicked on. Now Smith, who was in an offside position. And it's a Rovers free kick. Played forward from Ayala. Chested down into the pass of Buckley from Elder. Could be a chance here for Rovers. Elliott's back on defensive duties and denies Brayton the chance to get in behind. It was poor initially by the Australian international and he got back to recover. Rothwell gets up, doesn't quite win his header. Malik Wilkes. Now out wide to Lewis Potter, who again skips infield, similar to what Dolan did in the first half. And his shot again is on target, but saved by Thomas Kaminski, who rolls out quickly. Got a replay up on the screen of that chance, just cut in field, skipped inside, and we're straight at Thomas Kaminski. Nyambe rolls the ball across. Rothwell sprays out wide, looking for Pickering. Can he whip the ball in here? He does. Not a bad delivery towards Brayton, who heads it over the bar. Just couldn't keep it down. Rovers' best chance of the second half so far. Goes begging. Great ball from Pickering. Brayton just mistimed his jump and saw his header fly way over the bar. Hopefully, it's a sign of things to come chances-wise, though. Have we got any predictions? Are we changing our predictions in the comments? I know there's a lot of 2-0s, you know, just around kickoff time, but I wonder if they're changing. Put your new predictions in the comments. Let me know if they've changed or not. I said 2-0 before kickoff. I'll say 2-0 again. I'm going to stick with mine. Although, like I said, I'll take any result as long as it's a win. Bayern 1-0 up against Barca. Okay, fair enough. Who scored? Naive Steve. Not too sure about Barca this year after losing Messi, but I suppose we'll have to see, won't we? Just gonna be 0-0 or Smallwood to nick a late winner. Surely not. Surely not Smallwood. Lewis Potter. Will he be the one to get the goal for Hull? Charge into the area. Almost unimpeded. To try and win Hull a corner, he does. Muller with the goal for Bayern. It looked like Keane Lewis Potter was going to get one for Hull for a moment. Just charge into the area and then was able to win his side a corner. Apologies for yawning. There's not something I can. I mean, this game's probably helping that a bit, but Elder will whip this ball in, headed away, out for a Hull throw. Wilkes inside the box. Doherty tried to engineer a shooting chance, couldn't do so, cleared away. Bernard takes it down. Predictions will only stay awake till full time. Put them in the comments. Put them in the comments. Smith looks to turn away from Travis, who was giving him a hard time, and in the end, possession was given away, but it's been pulled back for the free kick against Lewis Travis. Looks to play advantage of the referee and pull it back when there was when they'd given possession away. That's a clever ball in behind for Elder. First time ball across the box, and Hull have gone in front. Well, they've got the ball in the back of the net. I thought they'd given offside, and they have done. There was a high five from McGuinness to Wilkes, so I wasn't sure if they'd allowed the goal. Great ball in from Elder. McGuinness offside and stays at 0-0. 51st minute, Hull have got themselves a goal ruled out for offside. I thought they'd given it at one point, but not to be. And Rovers live to fight another day. Travis goes forward to Dolan. Back with Darrell Lenihan. I thought as much as you that was a goal. I'm sorry. I thought, ball in behind for Britain. I thought he was going to get there, but Ingram did before anyone else. I thought as much as you that was a goal, Marcus. But again, it's offside again, according to you. Apparently, he's always offside. But here we go. Rita Kadra, Rovers debut. Here we go. The Brighton loanee will be coming on as a substitute. Dan Butterworth also going to be coming on, so it's going to be a double change for Rovers. But big news, Rita Kadra, deadline day signing from Brighton Hove Albion, will get his first run in a Rovers shirt. There is a Rovers player down. It's Travis. Hopefully he gets up. He's not looking in a good way at the moment, which might just hold the changes. Smallwood just fell on his back. So hopefully Travis is okay. Looks like the changes are going to proceed anyway. And it will be Dan Butterworth and Rida Kadra to come on. First Rovers appearance for the German. Or are they going to wait? They might just wait a second to see how Travis is going to hold up. So the change was going to be made. The double change was going to be made. I think Clarkson was going to be one to come off because he was going over to walk off. And Tony Mowbray just said, hold on a second and we'll just wait on Lewis Travis before we make the changes. He's back to his feet. And I think the changes will go on as planned. Travis is walking it off. It looks like they have done. So coming off is Buckley and Clarkson. And on comes Rida Kadra and Dan Butterworth. Appreciate it, Turkish London. Appreciate it. Yeah, get subscribing, everyone. Get subscribing. There's a lot of content coming up, especially for the Barnsley game at the weekend. Away at Oakwell. Which hasn't really been a happy hunting ground since both sides have been playing off in the Championship. We've got a lot of content coming up for that. Kadra on the ball. Goes infield. Really nice roulette to get away from Doherty. He's playing on the left-hand side as he plays the ball off. Overlapping run. Is now Kadra. And he whipped the ball in. Keeps possession. Shot on goal is blocked and saved in the end by Ingram. But really positive from Kadra. Really positive in Adam Armstrong's old number 7. On the left-hand side, as Adam Armstrong was for a period of his time at Rovers. That looks promising. If that's a sign of things to come, we've got some player with Kadra. Back to Kaminski. I'll tell you what, I'm excited now. With Kadra, I'm really excited. He's just gone on the ball then. And he's just showing a little bit. I know it's very, very early signs. And I can't really predict too much because very, very small sample size. But hopefully just keeps that up. Rothwell driving through midfield. Looks for the ball to Butterworth. Edge of the area. Can he shoot? He can. He's behind for a corner. Dan Butterworth has come on and he's working himself into the game as well. Shot on goal was blocked and Rovers have got themselves a corner. Really good spell here in the last 5 minutes for the hosts. As it's taken short. Rothwell. Nice roulette, but again, he's dispossessed. Central shouts for handball. As we've got a comment from apparently the Anfield Agenda. It says Rovers to win 2-1. I've been pranked too many times by Goldbridge, Pieface, and Ben Foster. So I'm assuming that this isn't the real Anfield Agenda. And besides, there's no way to prove it if it is. As much as I hope it is Craig. I'm not sure. But thanks for the compliment nonetheless, whoever it is. It's Rothwell towards the front post. Chance the back stick, and somehow Rovers haven't scored. I thought that they were going to do at one stage when the ball got to the back post. I thought that it was going to be an easy tap in, but not to be. Travis looks for the switch. Finds the Rovers man out on the wing, and in the end, it's out of play for a Rovers throw. Huddersfield 2-0 up at Blackpool. Kadra keeps it in play, but possession's then surrendered, and Hull look to break. Ball looking for Keane Lewis Potter, well defended. Darrell Lenihan, very well defended. Looks to break lines. Now and plays the ball forward to Dolan. Brayton Diaz on the Rovers right. Looks to skip past Callum Elder, who surely fouled him. Free kick on the right-hand edge of the penalty area. Looks to carry things on. Brayton furious. Gives a shove to the Sydney-born Hull man, and he'll be going into the book as well. So Callum Elder, yellow carded in the 59th minute. As Rovers look to capitalise. There's a free kick right on the edge of the penalty area on the right-hand side. Rothwell and Pickering standing over it as you'd expect. Can one of them produce the opening goal, or the assist for the opening goal for Rovers? Looks like Rothwell potentially to take. In fact, it's Harry Pickering. Blocked initially. Cadra should get there, keeps it alive. Butterworth, shot from range, saved, and Rovers on the follow-up. Maybe should have had the noses in front. Tyrese Dolan just couldn't get himself sorted out. Ball stayed in play after all that. Good work from Butterworth. Long shot from range. Was parried, it looks like, for all money that Tyrese Dolan would follow it in, but he just couldn't get himself sorted. But Rovers looking the more likely at the moment to grab the opening goal of the game. Brayton nodded on towards Dolan, who wins his side of corner. Very well played, Tyrese Dolan. Butterworth with a shot from range, parried by Ingram initially, and you can just see on the Rovers fans' faces from that angle, they were hoping that it was going to be the opening goal of the game. Not quite. Maybe, though, from this corner, we might be able to break the deadlock. Just need Mulgrew to take free kicks. Will we break the deadlock from this corner? Rothwell to whip it in. Decent ball. Header on goal. Yes, we do! Come on! Ayala again! Second goal of the season for the Spaniard! And it is Rovers who take the lead. We deserve that on the spell. Absolutely deserve it. Opening goal of the game. It's Daniel Ayala with another bullet header. 61st minute. Rovers gain the ascendancy. Great ball from Rothwell. And an absolute bullet header from Ayala. No one on the post for Hull. Ingram was getting nowhere near it. And Rovers lead as he would. For the second time in just a few days, we take the lead. Hopefully this time we can hold it. Rovers 1, Hull City 0. 100% will take that. Come on. Oh, that is brilliant. That is absolutely brilliant. We've just got to hold it now. We've just got to hold on to it now. Oh, we just need to hold on to it. I don't want this to be like Luton, where it's just another nervy last half an hour. I feel like if we don't get another goal, it might be. But it is 1-0. We've got something to protect now, at least. That's good. Well, that's that. We're not going to score, says Marcus. It is Rovers, mate. It is Rovers. You never know. It's Rovers. Yeah, I wasn't falling for that one, naive. I wasn't falling for that one. I'm not that naive. Now Dolan. Butterworth does well. Looks to drive forward. Plays the ball in behind. Brayton! Shot saved. And cleared away. Thought it was potentially going to be 2-0 there. Rovers have got themselves a free kick. We'll have to come out and attack now. You good pal, only joking, no worries. I did see that this before the goal had gone in, so I was just waiting for it. Again, if you could just wait like 20 seconds or so. If you see the goal before I do, just wait. please, and then just so I can see it live. But that's all right. Buzzing that we've scored. Buzzing that we've scored. Rothwell. Cadra. Looks for Pickering. Ball into the middle. Nyambe was trying to get there, but couldn't do so. Taken down by Travis, who shoots! That's not a bad effort. That really isn't a bad effort. Just wide of the left-hand upright. From outside the area. That would have been a good strike. Just took the ball down, and with his second touch, sent it flying towards goal, and in the end it was unable to find its way inside the upright. I just for Marcus' sake, it looks like Hull are readying a couple of changes themselves, so I didn't see who it was. I just saw the back of a number. I didn't see exactly what number it was, but it looks like Hull are readying a couple of changes, so I'll get those to you in a moment as Rothwell looks to drive forward again. Looks to find Butterworth, couldn't do so. Will it break for Rothwell again? It might do. Nearly did, but finds Travis instead. Curling shot, the goal is in again! It's 2! Oh, 2 in quick succession! Ben Britton Diaz! What a finish that is! The Chilean man himself back on the score sheet, and it's 2 in a matter of minutes! Diaz! 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 Oh my days, what a goal that is! He just made that look effortless. Travis with the short ball. Brayton was on the edge of the area, just cutting field, curling that one delightfully into the far corner. Ingram did not have a prayer. Ben Britton Diaz with Rovers second in a matter of minutes. Oh, that's a wonderful finish. That is a wonderful, wonderful finish. And all of a sudden we were saying at half-time how things needed to improve, and very quickly after the break they have, but I suppose from the weekend we know all about losing 2-0 leads. Surely it's not a case of 2 in a week, but 2 goals in 4 minutes. Has Hull scrambling and looking towards the bench. Hopefully we can learn from our mistakes to not rest on our laurels almost. Hopefully we can go out and attack it and look for a third. Just really look for a third. I'm sure we will. Again, it was the same again. I'm pretty sure last weekend or the weekend it was 2 goals in 4 minutes to put us 2-0 up. Please, Rovers fans, forgive me for being apprehensive, but we've just seen it at the weekend. We've just seen it. It's just happened to us. We've just had our hearts ripped out, and I hope it doesn't happen again. Great subs from Mowbray has to be said. Yes, agreed. As soon as you look at that bench, if you're thinking for a goal, you're thinking Cadra and Butterworth, so it made a lot of sense. I'm just really worried that if Hull score now, it's going to be an interesting one. Well done, Rovers. Yeah, brilliant stuff. Brilliant stuff. Moncur and Longman are coming on for Hull. And Longman is not Marcus's favourite player by the looks of things. So we'll have to see. Oh, great play again. Brayton Diaz now on the left. Has the touch gone away from him? It just about has. Just to fight back to win the ball back and fouls the whole man in the process. Jimmy says he loves hospitals and 3 points. First of all, are you in a hospital? And if so, I hope you're all right with whatever it is that you're there for. I really hope you're okay. I don't know if you want to share what it is, the reason why they're publicly, and if you don't, that's completely fine. But I hope you're okay if you are in a hospital, and hopefully this is, giving you a little bit of positivity in that time, because hospitals are never great. Just want to bring this one up from a fellow Melburnian in Armand. Morning. Good morning to you too, mate. Just hoping that we can hold this result and just keep our day brightened up, though. Yeah, I was wondering if that was. Yeah, I was wondering if that was the case. But you always want to check. You always want to check. And your name probably isn't. I'm assuming it's not that. I'm presuming that's just a fake alias that you're rolling with. But I suppose you never know. I did notice it, but I just wanted to make sure that you were all right. That was all. Also, change your name and your picture. Can't be rolling around with that. There's a foul and a Rovers free kick. Hoping for a Smallwood hat-trick. There's more chance of me running the 100 metres for Great Britain at the next Olympics, and I've got cerebral palsy. I reckon. Love that from Forest City. Last time Hull scored, it was August 10th. Not going to happen. I mean, I hope you're right. I really hope you're right. You just know, as Rovers fans and as football fans, we kind of get apprehensive when our team are in a position where we shouldn't lose the game. Especially with Hull being in the way they've been. They've been probably the most blunt attack in the league in the past month. And yet we're still nervous. We're still nervous that they're going to score. It's one of those. As long as Luke Berry doesn't sign for Hull, we should be all right. As long as he doesn't get dispensation to sign, we should be fine. But you just get a little bit nervous. If it's a third goal, you know, we're fine. So we just need that third. We just need to push on for a third. And then I'll be buzzing. Simon says, how come we're on the other side of the world? Fella, you working out there? Good luck either way. No, I've lived out here for how long now? Nearly 8 years. I was born in Manchester, although lived on Brockhall. Should have been born in Blackburn, but that's a long story. You know, lived on Brockhall as a kid, so that's why I'm a Rovers fan. So obviously driving past the training ground every single day, and then moved out here at the age of 9. Been out here ever since. Kevin says this is a fun watch. Glad to have you here, mate. Watching the iPad or making a comment on my phone while watching the game. Ideal setup. That's a brilliant setup. Absolutely brilliant. That's class. I used to do that. I used to last season when it was easy to sync the games up. I would watch it along with Ryan and Joe and Alex and Glenn or whoever were on at the time, and I would sync it up. It was brilliant. End of last season was quality. So now I'm on Kurt. Shot on goal was blocked. Up towards the back post, towards Wilkes, who got up, but in the end couldn't quite get the shot on goal. Where in Manchester? I didn't often visit Manchester. It was just luck that I was born there. I was just born in. Don't even know what hospital it is. I suppose the bigger one, the biggest Manchester hospital. But no, I didn't ever live in Manchester. I was meant to be born at the Royal Blackburn, but never worked out that way for one reason or another. But yeah, no, I was just born in, I presume, just the main hospital. I don't even know which one it is. Just lost my paper. Ball given away as Dolan looks to drive. He was probably fouled, and the referee acknowledged that, gave advantage, and will bring it back. Good refereeing. Whatever happened to Ryan? As in Ryan Hildred? He's still doing stuff for us. I'm just doing the watch-alongs because he's going to be at most games this season. I'm not sure if he's there tonight with it being a midweek game. I'd assume he's not, because I don't think it's from. Because obviously living in Lincoln, isn't he? So I don't think he'll come down. But he might be there. But he will be at most games this season, and there is absolutely zero chance that I'll be at any game this season. So, hence why I'm on the watch-alongs. But Ryan still does loads of stuff for us. He's brilliant on the other side and the like. So no, he still does stuff. Of course he does. Lord Broughton, Salford. I don't know. I just know that I should have been born in Blackburn, wasn't. Born in Manchester. And that's the way the story goes. Ryan is there tonight. He said the other night that he was going, okay, fair enough. I wasn't sure. But yeah, so that's why Ryan's not doing these anymore. Because he's actually at the game. And I'm obviously not. So, and I won't be in any game this season. So that's why I'm running the watch-alongs. As Brayton just looks to drive at Elder. Looks to try and find Niambe, but couldn't do so. I shall be at Bristol away with a load of Irish Rovers. That's going to be class. That's going to be a class away day, that. Hope you enjoy yourselves. And to be honest, as much as I love doing this and love commentary and love watch-alongs and hosting things, I'd much rather be at the games than here, but this is the next best thing, I suppose. As Butterworth's on the edge of the area now for Rovers, got options. Had Cadger on the left and decided not to go there. It's back with Rothwell. Now Dolan over the top to Nyambe, breaks into the area. Ball towards the back stick, headed away. As Hull look to break here, they've got a chance to. Body check, just to stop the progress there. That's a good challenge from a Rovers point of view. Harry Pickering it was. He had to make it because he was in a bit of trouble, to be fair. Longman had gone past him. He did really well. He was on loan at Wimbledon last season. He's made the step up to the Championship and he's made it with some aplomb. On loan from Brighton, much like Cadre is. And he had to bring him down, did Longman, because he probably would have got past him otherwise. And he'll take the yellow card. First one for Rovers in the game. Elder. Naive Steve with this comment here saying that, well, I used to live in Brisbane in the 50s and played for Ipswich in Queensland. There we go. Not quite the Trotters, and the skill level would be vastly different too, but yeah, same town, same name at least. There's the Australian connection. What could have been? What could have been? I hear that story every time. Every year it props up. It annoys me, but fair play to him. He's had a good career. All right, so just hoping that Hull don't score here. They were on the edge of the box with Wilkes, but Dan Butterworth robbed him, and Cadre looks to drive down the left. Takes the ball in field and just plays it back to Pickering, keeps possession. As Rovers just really looking to see this one out now. Cross to Darrell Lenihan. Ball forward. On the turn was Butterworth, but it was taken away from in and out for a throw. I hate Iceland volcanoes. I don't think he would have been the same player if he'd have developed under Sam Allardyce, to be fair. I don't think he would have been the same player, but I suppose it's all hypothetical. Can you imagine Robert Lewandowski under Sam Allardyce? I can't even think. It's Butterworth on the Rovers left. Gets past his opponent, should cut it back. Brayton Diaz and Dolan waits in the middle. He goes alone. Oh, he goes alone. He should have cut it back. Brayton and Dolan waiting in infinitely better positions than he was in. Skip past Smallwood initially, did so well. The angle was so tight. I thought he should have cut it back, but maybe he saw otherwise. Heisel's great for frozen food, all the same. Class. Tyler Smith's on. Marcus should be happy. Malik Wilkes. Oh, that surprises me. That really surprises me. Okay. Hull's best player for the night by a country mile has just been taken off. Malik Wilkes is off and Smith's on and Brayton's now in possession. Edge of the area and drags his shot wide. Yeah, third goal would just 100% be game, set, match at this point. So, just hoping for that third goal. Just drove into the area and just dragged his shot a fair way wide. Marcus is buzzing. I'm not sure I would be with that change if I was a Hull fan. I mean, Tyler Smith, not a terrible player, but I think Wilkes has been your best. Saved by Kaminski. Shot on goal. I think it was from Smith. Back in possession. Curling shot towards the top right-hand corner. In fact, it was Moncur in the end, but good save again by Kaminski. He's made a couple of good ones tonight himself. But another one there. Shot was on target. Well saved. Yeah. I think Wilkes has been really good, so I would have kept him on. But obviously Smith moved from Sheffield United, didn't he, at the end of the window? He may even play in the cup for them early on this season before his move. Jack Walker wanted Zinedine Zidane and Christopher Dugarry when they're at Bordeaux. Again, though, imagine that. We would have had Zidane and Roy Keane at the same time. Come on. Zidane and Roy Keane in East Lancashire would have been unbelievable. Since then, we've employed a 35-year-old Danny Murphy and Dixon Atuhu and Hope Akpan. Oh, what could have been, eh? What could have been? Rovers currently inside the top 6. Brilliant. Hopefully we stay there. Rothwell ball forward. Finds Butterworth. Was the cut in field. Was surely fouled, and he was by Bernard. Right on the edge of the area. Central, 20 yards out. And there's a yellow card there as well for the Manchester United loanee, whose parent side lost tonight, and his loan side are on course to do the same. So it's a free kick right on the edge of the area. Probably position A1. And as you can expect, there's many players over the top of it. Britton, Diaz, Pickering, Rothwell, the 3 standing over the ball. Diaz has left it. I think Pickering might have left it. I see Rothwell standing over the ball from a different camera angle. So Pickering's still standing there. So it's one of Pickering or Rothwell to shoot. It's Rothwell. It's just over the top. Ever so close to sealing it. Right there and then. Oh, that's not a bad effort, you know. That's really not a bad effort. Huddersfield at 6, okay. 7th is still decent, though. Got a Portuguese fan in the comment. Good to see you. I'm not sure what he's saying, so I'm just going to quickly try and translate it. Beat Luton would have been 3rd. Yeah, that's annoying. I hope this guy's not insulting me. Oh, he is. Oh, he is. That's charming of you. This guy's just called me ugly. Fair enough. Fair enough. You're not the first, and I doubt you will be the last. I doubt you'll be the last. This guy just called me ugly. There you go. It's all right. That's fine. I can't speak Portuguese, so I've got nothing to say in return. But you know, I appreciate you being here, even if you don't appreciate me. It's all right. If he's going to make my life hard work, then there's no need to make his life hard work. It's all right. Like I say, it's not the first time I've been told it. And to be fair, my barn, it needs to get sorted because it looks horrendous. But there we go. Luton lad, don't bottle. Thank you. Thanks, mate. Hope you enjoyed the point at the weekend. Please don't remind me of it. It still gives me nightmares. Who've you all lot got this week, midweek? Who've Luton got? Just keep us up to date with them. Like, let's move forward from the weekend. Let's move forward. It is good to have you here. That's okay. That's all right. That's fine. You have a right to do that. I probably would do the same. Like, you've got a good point away at Rovers. That's fine. That's absolutely fine. It's annoying, but you've absolutely got a right to do it. Don't apologise. Bristol City. There you go. And I'm only trusting Google Translate. I can't speak Portuguese, but I'm presuming that's what he said. That's what Google Translate has said. So I'm presuming that's what he said. Back to the football though. Lennon across halfway momentarily and then goes back. Weirdest stadium in Britain is Luton's home ground. I actually really don't mind it. It is quite weird in that it's in with a block of houses. But I love that aesthetic of it being so close to the people. Some people would call that tin pot. I quite like it. I quite like how real it feels, even if it is a League Two size ground, and it would be bouncing too if it's full. So I don't mind Luton's ground personally. As Britt just looks to skip away from a couple of challenges. Shot is just wide. Hull players want a corner. I think they've got it. So they're still in this game as much as we don't want to say it. They're still in it. Moncur just allowed to cut in field, just wide of the right hand upright. A couple of the Hull fans behind the goal were celebrating. They've got themselves a corner, which is not quite dealt with as of yet. Still on the edge of the area. And Nyambe should get across the deal with that. Just lets it run behind for a goal kick. Well played. Still like a young Mel Gibson. I mean, every single time, so I'll take that. Do you watch any Australian footy? Do you mean like Australian rules or like Australian as in the A-League? Because A-League, not much. I've got a local team down here I watch instead. That's about 10 minutes away. I watch them, or I try to watch them when I'm not commentating, because I do commentary work at the same time. So whenever I'm not commentating, I'll go down and watch them. But I don't really watch much top level Australian football in terms of Aussie rules. I watch quite a fair bit, and the grand finals in a couple of weeks. So I'll end that season. Butterworth looks to get back to win the ball back. As well to pressure Bernard, and Rothwell was there to help him out. Travis looks to work the ball forward. Kadra's waiting on the left to receive it. It eventually goes to the German. Rothwell goes back to Kadra, who has looked promising. Whips the ball, and can he get himself an assist? That's not a bad ball. And kept away from Brayton. Moncur now moving the other way. Time running out for Hull. Ball forward is blocked, and Rovers should just hopefully keep possession as Rothwell looks to find the ball down the line for Dolan. He should be able to keep this on. Just don't hold the ball in the corner. He doesn't. Did give possession away though. Looked for Butterworth, couldn't find him. Rothwell just looks to press. How does it feel to score a goal? It feels good. Feels good, Marcus. It feels really good. Feels really, really good to be able to know how to score. And like I say, hopefully after tonight, you get that feeling pretty soon, because it's not nice being a fan of a team who doesn't score goals. But hopefully just don't score for the rest of the night. Let us have our clean sheet, and then you can go to Sheffield United and then score. So now Rothwell moving forward for Rovers. Another goal would 100% seal it. Rothwell skips past one challenge and can't quite get past the second. Coyle goes forward. Now to Moncur, working the way into this one at the moment. Shot from Potter is blocked by Nyambe, who's down on the ground and behind for a Hull corner. It's drying, mate. Yeah, it was in the wash, Andrew. I probably could have worn it tonight, but I just had this one in the room and decided to wear it. And we'll probably be wearing it again at the weekend. But again, good to have you here, mate. Yeah, I did read that, actually. I did read that. He's from Melbourne originally, but he's got Croatian heritage and he's back there in Prague. Very interesting to read. As Hull have got themselves a corner. Whipped in. Kaminski doesn't deal with it initially. Second time round as he caught the ball. He has done. It looked like he spoilt it at first, but he's got there in the end. Good man. I'll usually wear whatever kit we wear. I have a feeling we'll wear the yellows. Yellows. I hope so anyway. So that's going to be here sometime soon. And then I would wear that, but not quite. Take care, mate. And you. Yeah, he's in Zagreb. Yeah, I did read that. Very interesting read before the Liverpool Leeds game at the weekend. As Rovers have got themselves a free kick by the looks of things. In fact, no, I thought the referee was going to blow, but didn't. I thought he was going to bring the whistle to his mouth and give a free kick, but he didn't. So Rovers just got to keep Hull at bay for just a few more minutes. As Elder looks to move forward. Rothwell looks to get back, but can't quite win the ball. Keane Lewis Potter looks for Moncur. Lenihan stepped up, but he's just keeping him away from goal, which is good. Keane Lewis Potter turns it in field. Moncur again. Across to Doherty. Rovers holding up well at the moment. Moncur overlap from Elder. Blocked away by Lenihan behind for a corner. There is many words that I think of Burnley that I can't say on a PG watch-along stream. There are many words I can say. Let's just say that the fact that I'm not very fond of them is an understatement. I'll say that. That's the way I'll word it. Happy we're winning. So am I. Just hoping that we close this one out like we did at the weekend. Davenport's to come on, so it will be probably just a waste of a bit of time, I'd assume. He's come on. I'm not sure who for, because the person who's come off wasn't on the screen. But Rose have got themselves a corner to defend. It's Tyrese Dolan who's come off. It's towards the back post, the corner headed away. Travis should keep this on and just plays it first time down the line. Gives possession away though. Good tackle in the end from Davenport, who clears it straight away. We just look like we're just putting our backs up against the wall now, though, which is quite annoying. And letting Hull attack us. Cross from Doherty. Shot over the top from Moncur. And we will tick over into stoppage time. Tyrese Dolan getting the applause from the fans. Appreciation from the gaffer. Burnley down this season? I think so. I said my ideal bottom three is Norwich, Burnley and Newcastle. Newcastle with the reason being that my best mate's a Newcastle fan and I want us to play him home and away. Just have that banter because I haven't played him in the league in a while. And I've apologised every single time I've said it to him. But and he is also called Elliot, so there you go. As we have the shame about Harvey Elliott. But yeah, he's a top man, a massive Newcastle fan, and I want us to see us play him twice in the league. As we're into 4 minutes of stoppage time, we're through the first 40 seconds or so. As Longman looks to move forward, and the assistant referee has given a free kick, but it's gone Rovers' way. We were very lucky to have him last season, I agree. Now, Steve, Ollie predicted 2-0, so do I. Looks like it's going to come true. Looks like it's going to come true. Don't want to say it too much too early, because I don't know. You lot must be annoyed at my mindset, but I'm sure every single football fan's had it. Like, I'm so apprehensive. Even now, I don't think the results, even though that it's probably sewn up and we're going to take the 3 points, even now I'm still sort of worried that if they get a goal, will make it interesting. I just worry. As a football fan, I'm a massive worrier. I'll get to Afzal's comment in a moment. Or giving possession away on the edge of the area. Keane Lewis Potter. Nambe stands him up. Davenport hooks it away. How did Clarkson fare? Didn't do much spectacular, but did his job. A solid performance. Was important in a couple of moments too. So he had a good game, did Clarkson, I thought, tonight. Potentially his best for the club. Offside flag goes up. And Rovers through the first 2 minutes. Can you just give us a pity goal? No. No. Like I say, score all you want after this game, but we're not letting you score today. And with our first clean sheet, I know obviously we're saying we haven't kept, what were we saying? Hull haven't scored since August. We haven't kept a clean sheet in the league since March. So this will be nice. I remember the game, Bristol City at Ewood. It was a horrendous game. Absolutely horrendous. one of the worst games I've seen all season, or in the last few seasons, I should say. But it looks like Rovers are going to get their first clean sheet. The offside goal was enough. No pity from Iman. No pity from Iman. Oh, that's a good comment. That's a cracking comment. You had your chance. You had your chance, and that was it. Do you ever hear about that John Cooper Clarke poem about Burnley? Worth a listen on YouTube if you don't know it. I don't. I'll watch it when I go off air. As Elder looks to shape a delivery into the box towards the back post. Davenport should clear. Turns it away towards Butterworth. Can he get there? Lunging challenge, but referee sees nothing wrong with it. All the best to see Clarkson this season, our fellow Rover. He's been a Rover since he was born, mate, but now he just plays for us, which is good to see. He's been a boyhood Rovers fan. Keenless Potter over the bar. That's Hull's last chance, and we're going to keep a clean sheet. Absolutely quality. Brilliant. Rovers for promotion, more chance than us getting a goal. Who said Rovers promotion early on? Someone said it. Rovers for promotion. Simon said it. I'd be 100% up for promotion. I mean, that's an obvious statement, but there you go. As full-time whistle blows, Rovers win. Bloody get in there. What a start to the morning. My Wednesday started on fire. Rovers are on fire tonight, and we've got the job done. Goals from Daniel Ayala and Ben Brayton Diaz have fired us to a win, up to 7th in the league. And that winning feeling feels good. Good 4 or 5 minutes to separate the two sides. Outside of the 2 goals, a very, very boring game of football, it must be said. But I do not care, because Rovers have got all 3 points, and we've moved up the table, making up for that disappointing point against Luton at the weekend. With all 3 tonight, full-time at Ewood Park. It's Blackburn Rovers 2, Hull City 0. 100% I'll take that. What a start to the day. What a start to the day. Oh, absolutely loving that. Absolutely loving that. Butterworth needs to start, and Kadra's a player. I mean, especially with Butterworth out, the comments that are saying that Butterworth shouldn't, Brayton shouldn't go, that just gives Butterworth his chance, and he deserves it. He deserves his chance. The Rovers fans appreciating the result. All the applause. Absolutely class. Fortunately, Hull can't shoot. Good 10 minutes from Rovers. Even less. It was a good 5 minutes, realistically, with the 2 goals. 2 goals, 3 points, and that's job done. Tony with the super subs. I will say we had a bit of a go at his changes at the weekend. His changes tonight was superb. Taking Clarkson off, who didn't have a bad game. Bringing on Kadra, who just added that extra little bit, and bringing on Dan Butterworth, who was quality. As looks like Brayton's given his shirt away. He has done. To a fan in the first row. Quality from Brayton, that. Brayton did score. Yeah, it was a great goal. Great goal. Just cut in field from the left-hand side and just curled it, bottom right corner. Quality. Tommy Kay deserves a clean sheet after that many games. Yes, he does. And he's been amazing this season as well. But people, non-Rovers fans won't see it because they won't see the clean sheet statistics. As being very good. That's our first clean sheet of the season, but he's been amazing. Highway to Hull AC/DC. Might need to stream Highway to Hell after this, just a bit of a celebration. But stats wise, 56% possession for Hull. Couldn't do much with it. 34 shots in the game. Not many of them did much, but the 2 that mattered for Rovers went in the back of the net. The scoreline's the only stat that matters. So we've come out on top in that regard. All 3 points, absolutely buzzing. Tony Mowbray seems to have steadied the ship. Last season was bizarre. It's so funny, these comments. It's so funny. Because at the weekend, you should have seen it full time. It was just Mowbray out. Mowbray needs to go. Get yourself sorted, Mowbray. And now, it's just Mowbray steady the ship. It's so... As a football fan, it's so weird, isn't it? Because I think more than any other sport, we are so reactionary. It's unreal. We are so reactionary. But I agree, Ronnie. He has steadied the ship. Wingers, says Kieran. Brayton's been playing more through the middle so far this season. Run through the final scores in the Championship. Bournemouth 2, Queen's Park Rangers 1. Rovers 2, Hull 0. Blackpool 0, Huddersfield 3. Sheffield United 2, Preston 1. Reading 2, Peterborough 1. That's still going. The Preston game's still going. And Birmingham Sorry, not Birmingham. West Brom and Derby still 0-0, and that's still playing as well. So the only 2 full times, Huddersfield 3-0 against Blackpool, and Rovers got the job done against Hull, and Bournemouth QPR still going as well, apparently, according to the graphic on the screen. But the one that matters is that Rovers have got the job done. And we have, I think, moved up to 7th, according to some of the comments. Let's have a quick look to see if that's right. Again, not going to doubt it. I just want to check for myself. Oh, Preston have just got an equaliser. Preston have just scored last minute. So Sheffield United aren't going to take the win there. They've just scored very, very late, according to Google. Rovers move up to 7th. Yeah, QPR are ahead of them. Stoke are in 5th. But the QPR, is that game at full time yet? That game is at full time. They got beat. Yeah, but Preston just scored a late equaliser. Emil Rees-Jacobsen has just sent Preston back with a point. But Blackpool got beat, so the elite Lancashire side have got the job done anyway. Let's have a look at some of these comments then. Rovers haven't really started any of the loan players yet, apart from Clarkson. Well, we haven't. Clarkson's the only one we have started. Obviously, Van Hecker's not back to fitness. Kadra's come on today and looked class. So yeah, who knows? I think Kadra will start eventually. I mean, he has to on performances like that, unless he's seen more as an impact sub. And if he's going to have an impact like that every single game, I'll take it. Pickering has been playing like a man possessed since Rovers signed Tayo Aiden. It's good to see, isn't it? Well, I wonder whether that competition might spark him into life, but it looks like it might have done. Good to see though, because Pickering has been quality the last couple of games, especially getting the goal against Luton, and tonight he was good. So yeah, and he had a really good foul as well today, getting a yellow card at a good time when it looked like he was beaten. Just body checked, just shoulder charging down, which was good, to prevent that attack from going any further forward. David says we are 7th in the table. That's correct. I've just had a look. Absolutely class. It just would be nice to get into that top 6. Hopefully we can at the weekend against Barnsley. Good win. Not the best performance, but all that matters is the 3 points. Exactly that, Ross. Exactly that. We didn't play the best. You're right, but we've got the maximum amount of points that we could get, so I'll take it. Preston 95th minute, I've just seen. So they're going to take a point away from Bramall Lane. They've had a bit of a resurgence, haven't they, since starting the season, as poorly as they did. That one's now gone to full time. So that's that one sorted. But again, the only one that matters is Rovers. Let's have a few comments. I'll wrap the stream up at 7 local time, so 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock. I'll be on here for another 15 minutes, and then I'll wrap it up at 10 o'clock. Kadra and Butterworth changed the game. Been looking forward to seeing Butterworth. Well, I mean, he's going to get more chances if Brayton Diaz is going to have to quarantine from playing international football. He's going to get his chances, Dan Butterworth, and he looks like he took his chance tonight. Hopefully, he takes a few in the future. I'm just seeing the replay of Daniel Ayala's header, absolute bullet header that from Ayala, second goal for Rovers this season. Butterworth needs to start. Not sure about start. I think, or maybe over Gallagher. Maybe if he starts on the left, but I mean, Dolan also had a good game tonight, so you probably start one of Dolan or Butterworth, and you have a fair argument to say both deserve to start. So it's interesting to see how that all happens. Kadra and Poveda can take us up, says Scott. Both look quality in the small amounts that we've seen. Obviously, Poveda started against Middlesbrough, and that's his only appearance so far. Mowbray wants him back for Barnsley, and Kadra in his little half-an-hour cameo looked brilliant. So maybe I still don't think we will go up, but potentially, who knows? It would be nice, but we can't sort of think too far ahead, can we really? But a good start tonight. Hopefully we can start to go on a bit of a run, and then we'll see from there. Naive Steve says Preston must be thinking, how the hell did Hull score 3 against them? That seems like a while ago, didn't it? I don't know if Marcus is still here. He was the resident Hull fan in the chat, so who knows? Never say never. Agreed. Like, to be fair, we said last season that it started so well and it then petered out. Maybe today could be a bit different. Kieran says Gallagher should be nowhere near the starting 11 with Butterworth, Kadra and McBride. Gallagher offers something though, doesn't he? He does offer something. He offers something different to Butterworth, Kadra and McBride. Obviously, McBride I don't think should be starting, or he should be on the bench. I think a good cup run would have helped Conor McBride, and maybe in the FA Cup rather, in the third round he might get his chance. But I think Gallagher should still be in should be in the first team still, but maybe not starting. Who knows? It just depends. I mean, we're not sure, if Kadra is going to even play through the middle. Galley might play through the middle in the future, but he gives us another dimension. Brayton looked dead at the 70th minute. I mean, he got his goal before then, so he'd already done his job. So we'll take that. Kieran says Dolan also class night agreed, and JLC coming back further forward. I think Ryan Nyambe has been good at right back, so I don't know where, because JLC obviously played a lot at right back, and we had the debate with Glenn and Luke Kimberley saying, who's going to be Rovers right back. It's got to be Nyambe for the moment, at least with JLC injured. And I think even after JLC comes back, he's going to have to earn his spot. Is JLC, and maybe it's not at right back. I mean, he can play in so many different positions that he's so versatile that he might not have to play at right back, but we'll have to see that when he comes back, if it is at right back or another position. He's a big lump, Gallagher, and always helpful to have a battering ram. Yes, it is. Like, this is what I'm saying. Like, Kadra's quite small and quick. Dolan's small and quick. Brayton, bit taller, can get his body about, but not the same player as Gallagher is. As Gallagher's taller, offers, potential target man, can hold the ball up or try to hold the ball up. Sometimes he doesn't do it so successfully, but, he can offer that. And it's a different dynamic. So maybe, I think he's worth keeping. I do think he's worth keeping. Galley needs some competition. Looks like he's got it now. I think with the loanee signings we've got coming in, especially with Kadra, up in attack, then that might give him something. Who we got Saturday? Barnsley away at Oakwell, 3:00 kickoff. So we'll have all the content for that coming up soon. Obviously, we've got On the Other Side coming up. I'll be back on the watch along. Hopefully, if you're not going to Yorkshire, you can join me. Good stream again tonight. So hopefully, if you're not going to Barnsley at the weekend, you're here on the watch along. We've got the I presume we've got the sofa chat happening as well. Possibly, maybe a bit early, or maybe that's just the home games. Who knows? But I presume anyway, there'll be a large Rovers Chat contingent going to that game, and we'll get all the content pre and post match for that game. Yeah, let's put your predictions in for Barnsley, as Naive Steve has done here. Let's get ready for Barnsley, because we've had a good win tonight, but we've got to move forward, take it one game at a time. We can enjoy tonight's win, and we can then move forward. Barnsley away next week. Yeah, we do. Anyone been to Barnsley? You don't want to go to Barnsley? I've never been to Barnsley. 1-1 says Scott Taylor. So I wouldn't know, to be fair. Barnsley worse than Doncaster. It was a good night in Doncaster for all the Rovers fans that were there in League One at the Keep Moat. So maybe Doncaster, the surrounding area of Doncaster, isn't the one. 3-2 to Rovers, high scoring game against Barnsley. I don't think there'll be 5 goals in it. We always seem to get turned over by Barnsley, though, don't we? It's frustrating. Vamos, Ben. Vamos. Absolute. Yes, definitely. What an absolute hero Ben Brayton is. 1-0 Rovers win, says Alexander. Barnsley aren't the team they were last season. No, probably not. I mean, Daryl DK was brilliant for them, wasn't he, when he came on loan from Orlando? And since then, and since Valérien Ismaël's departure, they haven't been the same team. So, they're not the same team. They're probably not going to make the playoffs this season, and I didn't think they would. And they're probably there for the taking. Like, we may as well, go there with the mindset that we can win. So let's go and win it. Alexander Haben, 1-0 Rovers. So that's all looking good. I'm now buzzing for the Barnsley game. I was buzzing to get past Luton and just wait for get to this game, because obviously with the Luton game the way it was, the way we lost that game was horrendous. So it's nice to see that potentially things are looking good. Can I translate from here? I can. Okay, that's nice. I was going to translate just to try and sort out the comment. It's saying I can translate here, but it's not translating for me. That's really annoying. I'll tell you what. I'm gonna go and translate this ever so quickly. It's a Ben Brayton comment. I have to do it. It gives me time. Knife Steve saying Barnsley could go down. They could go down. I still think they'll be okay. Well, the first word is cheers, so that's positive. It's not like the other guy calling me ugly in Portuguese before. Greetings from Chile. That's very, very nice of you. According to from Jorge. So that's very, very nice of you. Other than the other guy, who wasn't perhaps so nice, but there you go. That was funny. If you missed it, there was a Portuguese guy who just said that, or in Portuguese, that I was ugly. So, I mean, I suppose that you can have that opinion if you want it. It was a bit funny. To go up the ranks with Ben. Yes, brilliant comment. Love that from Jorge, and I'll try and I said I'd try and learn Spanish. It's probably something I will do again after school. School's ramping up a bit now, but I think eventually I will learn Spanish just so I can translate these comments. So I'll try and do that. Barnes could go down. Don't think so. Greetings from San Salford. Salford. Brilliant. Greetings from Frances Emile. Always been a Rover. Good to have you here, mate. I've not seen you on one of these streams before, so if you are new to the channel, please subscribe. We've got a load of Rovers content coming up very soon. So make sure to stick around for that. Still on the same first can from before. So still buzzing. Still absolutely buzzing. I said I'd wrap this up at 7, but I'll probably wrap it up now with the Rovers win. Still absolutely buzzing with that. 2-0 win for Rovers. Absolutely class. Cheers for joining us this morning. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't done already to the Rovers Chat channel. Loads of content coming up very, very soon. And I will see you for the very next watch along at Barnsley at the weekend. I'll be here, right here, 12 o'clock kickoff for me, 3 o'clock local time. And we'll be back very, very soon with the next watch along. We'll leave you with a sponsor's message from 6 Yards Out. Bye for now.
The Rovers Chat YouTube channel is proudly sponsored by 6yardsout.com. They've got retro football from every era with mugs, phone cases and much more. They also have plenty of Rovers goods, including apparel with the famous 94-95 season and this season's kit. Check them out using the link in the description below.